Welcome to the 38th Annual U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio WOBN AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network. Tonight's Ocean Monmouth All-Star Game is powered by Barnabas Health. Life is better healthy. From Bressett Stadium at Long Branch High School, here's Matt Harmon, Kevin Williams, and Ed Sarluca.
You could not ask for a better evening to wind down one and kick off another. One football season and the careers of many players coming to a close tonight, and the start of our coverage of the high school football season of 2015 coming right after this. It is the All-Shore Gridiron Classic presented by the U.S. Army, and we welcome you here on the Shore Sports Network, 1160, 1310 a.m., along with my partners Ed Sarluca and Kevin William. We are happy to be here for this one. Zach Collins in the studio. Brad Biarascano on site is our engineer, and all the good folks from the Shore Sports Network. Looking forward to this one. Kevin, it is always kind of a day that so many local fans, football fans, mark on their calendar. Monmouth versus Othan County for the 38th time tonight. The two counties will match up.
And I've never really figured out if this is the last game of last season or the first game of this season. It is a capper for many players, as you said, Matt. A lot of these young men will play their final football game tonight, going on to college, but maybe playing other sports or not playing at all. And it's sort of, I think, it does close one season, but it gets a lot of people, keyed up for the next season, as you have a lot of coaches in attendance and just those that are Shore football fans. And you hit the nail on the head on your opening. I don't know there's ever been a nicer night for this game. I mean, a July evening, we're close to the ocean with a beautiful breeze, no humidity, probably now in the low to mid 70s. I mean, this is just perfect, and it's great for the players too in terms of conditioning, as opposed to many of these games that have been played in extreme heat.
When you think about it, obviously Long Branch, a new location for this game, centrally kind of located, and as you said, along the ocean. It's really a good spot. The field has been redone over the course of the last 2 years. It's more of a stadium feel than anything else, and a real good atmosphere.
It is tremendous. I'll be honest, it is my first time here for a football game. I've been here for basketball. They have just a tremendous facility here, and as you said, this would remind me a little bit, maybe you'll agree with me, of a Toms River South type of setting. The school to our left, pretty much like you have at Detweiler Stadium at South. Of course, there's no jail to the right, but it's got that stadium feel, and the fans are flocking in. Always a late arriving crowd, and especially people coming from work and all of that. But we should have a real good one tonight.
Eagerly awaiting some mic time tonight. He is our man down on the field, the coach, Ed Sarluca. Good evening, my friend.
Good evening, Matt and Kevin, and you hit it right on the head, Matt. If you had to pick the best day of the summer so far, mid-July, this is the night. About 77 degrees, a slight breeze, bright sun expected to drop in about an hour or so the sun might be a factor, as it is directly west. So the team facing the, going opposite of the sun will have difficulty looking back into the sun. So we have a great night. We've got field turf here, Matt, of course, in the new Long Branch Stadium. So no slippage tonight. The players looked real good in the pregame.
Kevin, it's a game that has such history going all the way back to the late 70s when it started. And as we mentioned earlier, the 38th time that the two counties will match up. The overall series in favor of Monmouth, 2016. There has been one tie in the game. And maybe unlike years past, and over the course of the last couple of years, there are challenges that go along with this game, formulating rosters, making sure players will commit. There's always late and last-minute changes, and maybe some of the bigger names around the Shore Conference over the course of this past season electing not to participate, looking forward to college, don't want to get hurt, but this game still does have special meaning.
And Matt, no doubt about it. Maybe the biggest change from now as opposed to 10 or 15 years ago, any kid who's playing Division I football never plays in this game any longer. They're already at camp for a lot of those places. So you lose a lot of the big names. There have been a lot of late roster changes, as late as today, believe it or not, with players getting young men to stick by their commitment, maybe being challenged by jobs and taking summer school or whatever. But you know what? It doesn't matter to the fans in the stands, because in about 10 or 15 minutes when they kick it off, it's Ocean against Monmouth, black uniforms against white uniforms, for the battle of the bragging rights of the Shore Conference.
On the far sideline, it'll be Walt Kristopic. He's from Jackson Memorial. On the near sideline, coaching the Monmouth team and joining Ed Saraluca, the Shore Regional head coach, Mark Constantino.
Mark, it's been a great week for you and your staff, I'm sure.
It was so much fun. Great bunch of kids and the coaches. We had a great time. Kids bought into it, made it so much easier for us.
You know, I read a few comments by you how you want to win the game. That's the bottom line, but it's fun for the kids. You'd like to get them all in the game as much as possible.
They all are. These kids came to practice, worked hard, and like I said, we've had a situation where kids. I hate coming to games and watch kids not playing of the years. These kids are all playing a lot, and that's a big selling point when you get them early in the week. Like, look, you work for us. You're gonna get your carries, whatever.
Well, it's also, besides being the head coach, defending State Group 1 Central Jersey champions, division champions, you are also being inducted into the Shore Football Coaches Hall of Fame at halftime. Who's giving the halftime speech in the locker room? Because you're going to be on the field.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I don't know. It's great. It's very humbling to be mentioned with the likes of Warren Wolf and Barry Rizzo and Joe Martucci, Lou Verso. It's very humbling. I'm really happy.
And don't forget Kevin Williams and yours truly. We're on the bottom of the list, that's for sure. Well, congratulations. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mark Constantino had a tremendous year, guys. He's got 3 state championships under his belt in his tenure that started in 1992.
He'll also be joined in the Hall of Fame tonight by the former Jackson and Wall coach. Ironically, Jackson and Wall playing in the 7-on-7 finals. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But Chris Barnes will join Kaz in the Hall of Fame tonight, along with longtime Shore area sports writer Chris Christopher. So that'll be the halftime show at the Hall of Fame inductions.
Let's look back real quick at last year's top 10, how it finished up. Jackson Memorial claimed the top spot in our Short Sports Network top 10 poll, followed by Red Bank Catholic, Manalapan, St. John Vianney, Middletown South, Brick, Neptune, Shore Regional, who was 8 overall. The host school tonight, Long Branch, was number 9, and Rumson Fairhaven wrapped up the top 10. Great year last season for Shore Conference football. And as we get set for the presentation of the colors and the national anthem, Kevin, part of a special night in the United States Army taking place.
Yeah, absolutely. The Army is the title sponsor. They've been for many years, very much present here at Bressett Stadium. The national anthem will be sung by Sergeant Christopher Rivera of the U.S. Army. And then when we get to the coin toss, we'll talk about the people who will be participating in that. And, of course, the Army, as we said, very present. We're delighted they are back as the main sponsor of this game on behalf of the Shore Football Coaches Foundation. The United States Army, in the Army Reserve, you can earn a college degree, get money to help pay for it, and serve your country and community at the same time. To find out more, visit goarmy.com/reserve. There's strong, and then there's Army Strong. And Matt, our broadcast tonight made very much possible by our good friends at Barnabas Health, where they remind you life is better healthy.
There are some different rules that go along with the All-Star game. 4 15-minute quarters will take place. Overtime, if it gets to that point, current high school rules. All teams defensively have to play a 4-3. There is said to be no blitzing of any kind. The definition of that might be loose during the course of the night. No slanting, no real issues on that side of the football. Offensively, the offenses have been agreed on by both staffs. Any balanced formation is allowed. You could see 2 tight ends. You'll see motion. You'll see things like that. And there must be at least 1 back plus the quarterback in the backfield at all times. No empty back sets. Kicking, there's a couple of little things in there. There's also what's called a catch-up rule. At any time during the second half, if a team trails by 13 or more points, they can have the option to receive the kickoff. That option follows a touchdown only and not a field goal. It's obviously to keep the games close if it gets to that particular point. But, you know, Kevin, looking at the rosters, there's good players on both sides of the football. And we have seen it from time to time. but more often than not, this is relatively a pretty close game.
Well, as you're right, Matt, for the most part, and it's usually, generally speaking, a low-scoring game, as most All-Star games are. It is so hard to put together an offense in 5 or 6 practices. There's a huge advantage for the defense in a game like this, and I would not expect tonight to be any different. Obviously, both teams have their home run hitters, but it's very, very challenging. For example, Monmouth County really, Matt, has 6 offensive linemen, pretty much 5 starters and a reserve. So goodness gracious, if anyone gets hurt tonight, just think about that challenge. That's why I said, fortunately, the conditions tonight are not hot and steamy where it would be a real challenge for guys to go. And you think most of these guys are in shape, getting ready to go away to school, or just getting in shape this week. But there are a lot of challenges in trying to put together a game plan and execution in such a short amount of time. You can be sure Walt Christopik from Jackson Memorial will run a lot of what he's very familiar with, especially that I formation. One of the quarterbacks for Ocean is his own Joe DeMeo. And on the other side, you can expect Mark Costantino. He's got a little wing tee, which is what he's known for at Shore Regional, but he said they'll run a lot of power I because they have just 2 tremendous running backs in Demir Willis and Charlie Voca. But it should be fun, and we know one thing, the weather is not a factor. It's gorgeous.
You know, the one thing, probably guys from Monmouth County who come in, and Coach Kaz might say, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the wing tee. They probably say, what is the wing tee? We're used to the, throwing offenses in and so much variety today in that game. Coach Kaz and Shore Regional sticking to that Delaware wing tee offense. Looks like we are up to the national anthem. We will step out and take a brief timeout. We'll come back. We'll go through the lineups a little bit more and some more history on this game. Getting set for kickoff. It's Monmouth versus Ocean County in the United States Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic, and we're back right after this on the Shore Sports Network.
Now back to the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
I think we got a second. Getting ready for the coin toss here before the Ocean Monmouth County game. Participating in tonight's coin toss, quite a lineup of those who have served our country. Retired Colonel Sam Ufuko, who served in Iraq. Retired CSM Jack Chapowski from the Vietnam War. Retired Major Sean Combs, who served in Desert Storm in Iraq. Retired Major Jan Moran, who from Vietnam, and retired Lieutenant Colonel Bruce Ryba, who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, all participating in tonight's coin toss.
Certainly makes it very special to be part of it with so much still going on, both here in the United States and obviously overseas, to have the representation of some of those who have served and continue to serve the country that we live in is a great little feature and part of this game. And, of course, the U.S. Army, the presenting sponsor of the All-Shore Gridiron Classic. We're waiting for the captains to make their way out on the midfield. We'll mic the opening coin toss and should be up and running for you. Monmouth County tonight will be in the black jerseys with the gold numerals, U.S. Army across the chest, and the white pants. The helmets representative of their home high school with all sorts of decals from the other schools that they have met during the course of the week. Ocean County in white, U.S. Army across the chest in black, and the black jerseys, the black numerals as well with the white pants. Let's go down to the field and join Ed Sarluca.
Come this way, please, sir. Okay, gentlemen, first off, shake it up here. Congratulations on being here at the U.S. Army All-Star Game here. Okay, speaking captains are next to me. Gentlemen, that's the heads, that is the tails. Retired military is going to flip the coin. He's going to flip it in the air and going to let it hit the ground. What is your call? Tails. He has called tails. Gives it a toss. It's a high one. It is tails. What did you pick?
You want the ball? Tails.
Ocean County has won the toss. What I need to do is put your making. Oh, Mom, County.
Ocean County, guys, as you heard, has won the toss and took the ball. So they will have the first offensive series of the night here in this classic.
Looks like Monmouth County will elect to kick in the end zone off to our left. So we see Ocean County receive first. We'll see 3 good quarterbacks during the course of the night. Carmen Sclafani, Connor Davies, and Joe DeMeo from Brick, Lacey, and Jackson Memorial, all on the roster tonight. Kevin, all expected to play. And that is a position certainly of strength for this Ocean County team.
No, No doubt about it. And by the way, all three of those quarterbacks were among the Ocean County captains, if I saw it right. Sclafani DeMeo, Connor Davies, along with Matt Castronova and Ricky Gerena for the Ocean County team. Captains from Monmouth County, Demir Willis playing here on his home field, Joe Mendez, Hunter Bailey, Christian Palmer, and John Mims.
Head coaches, of course, Mark Costantino from Shore Regional, Walt Kristopik, whose Jackson Memorial team was the number one team, the last remaining team at the top of the standings at the end of the season last year. He's in charge of the Ocean County roster, Monmouth County, with the overall series lead, 20 wins against 16 losses and the 1 tie.
Let's give you the officials for tonight's game. The referee is Al Del Santis. Lou Zampel is the umpire. The linesman is Doug Anderson. Nick Moore is your line judge, and Bill Scully is your back judge. Operating the chains tonight, Dave DeFeo, Ashley Dew, and Rob Stracker.
Matt Castronova among 3 players back deep and awaiting the kick of Jake Montero. Also back Connor Davies and looks like Khalil Green, number 2. It will be Castronova who fields it a yard inside his own end zone. Gets out to the 10, dancing at the 15, cracks the plane of the 20 out over the 25 and wrapped up right around the 26-yard line where it will be first down and 10 for Ocean County. Mike Cordova from Red Bank Catholic making that tackle.
Castronova, of course, ran a kickoff back 100 yards for a touchdown in the Phil Simms North-South All-Star game a few weeks ago.
Ocean huddling on the sideline. We'll go through as many names and numbers as we can. Up front as part of a 4-3 defense, Hunter Bailey from Long Branch, John Mims from Long Branch as well, Ben Sikowski from Manalapan, Dan Servideo are the 2 tackles. They are both the inside players. Sclafani will operate here from the shotgun. Roll one out to the far side. The catch is made by Castronova, who will break a tackle or 2 and run his way out of bounds close to the 33-yard line. Mike Cordova with the stop. Joe Mendez and Frank Condito, the 2 outside linebackers. Mendez from Manalapan, Condito from Homedale. Rich Ignoyan is the middle linebacker from Wall. Dave Colbert and Nate Corville, the 2 corners from Long Branch and Freehold Township, respectively. Frank Henry from Ocean, Mike Cordova from Red Bank Catholic, the 2 safeties. Second down here, let's call it 1, just underway in the first quarter. Sclafani will keep it, and he is dropped right at the line of scrimmage by Hunter Bailey, who will continue his collegiate career at AIC Junior College up in Springfield, Massachusetts, to make it 3rd down and about a yard.
Boy, Bailey, quick off that ball from his defensive end spot, actually got Sclafani from behind before Carmen, who's headed to Rutgers to play baseball, could get it going. So our first 3rd down situation of the night, 3rd and short.
Carl Kuhn and Matt Castronova, the 2 starting wide receivers. Rudy Salmon, Pat Ferraro, Marcus Foster, Clay Robinson. And the center tonight to start is Ryan Frazier. Brett Ribolino from Jackson Liberty is checked in as a wide receiver here. Sclafani trying to do it himself. He'll roll off on the left side, get out to the 40-yard line where it will be first down and 10. The tackle made by John Mims.
You know, Matt, and looking at both teams, there's really not a lot of size in the game this year. I mean, taking aside Adam Kakar from Toms River North, who goes 3 bills and is a buffet's worst nightmare. But, you know, not a lot of real big guys. A couple of the better offensive linemen, like from Jackson Memorial, Glenn Capilla, Tyler Rauch, both suffering knee injuries, unavailable to play.
Sclafani wants to throw. Ball was deflected as it made its way through, but Castronova there to catch it. He'll crack the line of scrimmage. Short gain, only about a yard. Make it 2nd down and 9. Ignoyan there to make the tackle. He'll continue his collegiate career at Merrimack College. You know, I was amazed, Kevin, not just looking at the representation of the high schools, but how many of these guys are going on to continue their career at college. Again, maybe not the biggest names, no. the Division I guys or the Division 1A guys, but a lot of smaller schools, 1AA and down through the FCS level and Division III. Great to see so many players will continue things at the next level. This is Khalil Green to get the carry. He's off on the left side, take it out to the 46-yard line, maybe close to the 47. Stopped inside by Ignoyan and Frank Henry, who gets off the bottom of the pile. 3rd down and a long 3.
Let me correct myself, mentioning the 2 injured Jackson offensive linemen. Tyler Rauch did suffer a knee injury in the North-South All-Star game. Capilla believe it or not, had meningitis. Spent about 10 or 11 days in the hospital on the men now. So those were two key components for that great Jackson team. And my guess is would have been both starting for the offensive line tonight.
3rd down and 3. Sclafani will step up under center. Single back. Receiver split either way. Ball fake that doesn't really work. Sclafani will improvise off on the right side, run forward, and as he does, he surges past the 50-yard line and onto the Monmouth County side of the 50 for a first down out to the 49-yard line.
Well, we've seen Carmen Sclafani do that so many times during the regular season for the last 2 years for the Dragons of Brick. And he certainly will be a problem for the defensive ends of Monmouth tonight to try and contain him.
Yeah, good point, Ed. Those guys have to stay outside. Otherwise, Carmen will not hesitate to tuck it and run. And same for the other two quarterbacks who both run pretty well themselves. DeMayo and, of course, Connor Davies, who had a big effort in the North-South game.
4 wide receiver set. Sclafani will flare it to the outside. The catch made behind the line of scrimmage by Ribbolino. And he is dropped for a 3-yard loss back to the Ocean 48-yard line. Monmouth sensing that out pretty well. Dave Colbert, the corner, number 15, first in on the scene.
A little bit of a dangerous pass. Colbert was not far away from actually stepping in front of that one. You also maybe set yourself up where you can pump fake to that receiver and maybe send him on a go route later on. We'll see if they do something like that.
Olafemi Palmer from Southern Regional, the tight end, sets himself to the left side of the formation. This time the give will be to Tyler McGinnis, number 21, the former standout from Barnegat. He'll get a yard or two back to the 50-yard line. 3rd down and 11 coming up. We're 4.5 minutes into our first quarter. No score between Monmouth and Ocean County.
And the crowd still coming in.
It's a great crowd, Kevin. I'll tell you, just about full on the home side, and that is the majority of the bleacher side, and a lot of people at the fence.
And they're still coming in, of course. I'm sure some people parked quite a bit away and are strolling in, but they haven't missed much yet.
3rd and 11. 4 wide receiver set here for Sclafani. Always a threat to run in the pocket. Takes a couple of steps back. Now dancing, rolling right. Will find a man. The catch is made by Castronova, who stepped out right at the yard marker at the 39-yard line. I think going to be just enough for the first down.
Well, I tell you what, that's a great throw rolling to his right. There was not much room, and he threaded the needle to Castronova. And it will be a first down, Matt. Interesting, talked to Carmen Sclafani earlier this week at the 7-on-7 competition in Ocean County, and he said, that night he says, we're going out, the Brick and Jackson guys, we're going out for dinner together. We hated each other. And I found out that a lot of these guys are pretty cool, and we're going to hang out tonight, which is what this game really is all about.
Yep, 1st down and 10. Botch play in the backfield, but the give will go through off on the right side. And a gain of about 5 down to the 34-yard line. Good carry by Khalil Green.
Of course, Matt, if our listeners don't know the Matt Castronova story, he's got 3 catches already tonight, by the way. Had to sit the first 4 games as he transferred from Jackson Liberty to Jackson. First play of the game, in game number 5, he went about 80 yards for a touchdown for Jackson.
Split wide receiver set. Play action to Green. Sclafani, tons of time. Will step up in the pocket, break the line of scrimmage, roll off to the right side, dance down the far sideline inside the 10, and get pushed out of bounds right around the 7-yard line. Sclafani again, who can do it with his feet as well as his arm. 27-yard pickup. It'll be 1st and goal for Ocean.
Boy, what an outstanding opening drive here for the Ocean County team in Sclafani, who again probably taking advantage of the limits the defense has and has found a lot of room to run, that time up the middle, and it'll be 1st and goal for Ocean County.
Green and McGinnis is part of an I-back set. Green will get it off the right side, trying to push the pile forward, down inside the 2, close to the 1. Good gain on 1st and goal, 6-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and goal coming up.
Pretty impressed with the job the Ocean County offensive line has done, as they've opened up some holes and a lot of space here. I don't know how many of these games over the past 37 in which the team took the opening drive and went right down the field and scored. Not too many, I would bet.
I know you mentioned not overly big, Kevin, but what it does seem like they are is they're quick off the ball, that offensive line for Ocean.
Doing a really good job. Ryan Frazier out of Jackson Memorial anchoring the offensive line from the center spot.
Sclafani brings his team up, splits the receivers, pretty tight either side. Again, the eye back set. It's McGinnis this time. Play action for Sclafani. Rolling off to the left side on a bootleg, trying to tuck it, flip it ahead, and it will be a touchdown for Ocean County. Hauled in by Castronova. A little flip pass by Sclafani, and Ocean County, the first team to strike, they lead 6-0.
Well, I would say that was a little bit of improvisation, would you not, Coach Sarluca?
Well, Kevin, he was about a half a yard from the going out of bounds at about the 5-yard line and just flipped it with his right hand sideways for the touchdown. Tremendous play by Carmen Sclafani.
Yeah, that was a run all the way, and then when he really couldn't do anything, he saw Castronova and just flipped it to him in the end zone for the touchdown. And here is Carl Kuhn of Brick Memorial looking to add the extra point.
This to make it 7-0. Has the distance. It was angling right, but does hook the upright, and Ocean County has taken a 7-0 lead. 7:51 to go in the opening quarter. Our first break. We're back right after this with more of the All Shore Gridiron Classic on the Shore Sports Network.
Now back to the U.S. Army All Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio WOBN AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
And our opening touchdown brought to you by Mulberry Street Italian Food Center, Brick Boulevard and Brick. This summer at the grill, choose the best with their certified Angus beef brand, Cab New York strip steaks, or ribeye club steaks. Always tender and full of flavor. Cut to order from their butchers. At Mulberry Street, you'll never get anything they wouldn't put on their own table.
7-0 Ocean. Cume will kick off. Royal Moore and Dan Calabro both back deep. It'll be Moore to field it from the 8-yard line. Stays to the near side hash mark, and then as he cuts off to the left side, slips and falls down around the 20-yard line. First possession coming for Monmouth County. So, Kevin, as we said, a position of strength, the quarterback spot for Ocean County. Little thin on the Monmouth County side, but they've got a good one in Christian Palmer.
The former modern-day Seraph, who, Matt, I would expect will get the overwhelming majority of snaps tonight. Really not a lot of depth there. They had some defections at the position. And really the only other quarterback on the roster was a late addition, Riley Sullivan out of Raritan. So I think we'll see Palmer, who had a huge season last fall for Modern Day, get most of the action here behind the center.
Threw the football all over the place all season long. Palmer will come up under center. We'll have two very good running backs to work with, Demir Willis and Charlie Volker, all night long, both of whom will start the game here. It'll be Willis running off on the right side, makes the first man miss, stays on the near side, and will pick up over 10, maybe 11 yards on the carry out to the 33, maybe the 34-yard line. Zach Tetro from Jackson Memorial making the stop. Palmer from Modern Day. Willis, who rushed for close to 2,600 yards a season ago. He'll start in the backfield with Volker, who's on his way to Princeton. Dan Calabro starting at the wide receiver spot. Pat Crow will be at the tight end spot. Neil Horenberg and Cooper Couget, the two tackles. Petey Williams, Brian Joyce at the guards, and Matt Roy from Red Bank Catholic, the starting center.
Willis setting the Shore Conference record with his season a year ago, was the Shore Sports Network Offensive Player of the Year.
Jordan Pitts from Middletown North, near side wide receiver. Willis will get the carry here, try and bounce forward, and almost escape the tackle of Joe Odebode from Toms River South, who will make the stop. Odebode part of a four-man front line that also features Chris Kimbiz, Adam Kakar, and Xavier Young. All four of those players going on to play at the next level. Tetro Collins, Cole Collins, and James Giuliano, the three linebackers. Jordan Hardy, Jacquez Johnson, Ricky Gerena, and Joe Hans, the starting defensive backfield.
Matt, we'll try to work in Carmen Sclafani after this play, okay?
Sounds good, Ed. We'll give you as much airtime as you'd like tonight. Trevor Cowley from RBC splitting near sideline to the right. This is 2nd down and 8 with 6:20 and rolling in the first quarter. Willis will get the carry again, go right up the seam and out over the 45-yard line to the 46. Joe Hans making the tackle. Take it away, Coach Sarluca.
Okay, Carmen, just like old times for the Dragons, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna miss this, man. I'm gonna miss this a lot. It was a fun drive. I mean, offensive line bought me a lot of time on that drive. Practice, it's tough to put in an offensive line in just 1 week, and they did really well that first drive. Hopefully they can keep it up.
Hooked up 4 times with Matt Castronova. Seems to find a new friend out there, huh?
Castro's my boy, man. I love throwing to that kid. He's a stud. He's a stud.
Well, keep it up.
Thank you.
First down and 10. This is Volker to get his first carry from scrimmage. He'll pound his way out over the 48, get close to the 49, about a 3-yard pickup, 2nd down and 7. Volker, Kevin, who will continue things at Princeton, had a unbelievable track season as well.
Yeah, he won the state, the meet of champions, the 100 meter, and ironically, Matt, he had gotten beaten in either it was the sectionals, the shore. I think he had gotten beaten in the shore conference, and I saw him the next day at an event that we were involved in. He said, "Hey, season's not over yet. I've still got some running left to do," and he got his revenge in the meet of champions.
A little banged up during the course of last football season, but will certainly be a force in the Ivy League for years to come. Frank Condito in at the fullback spot. He'll lead the way for Volker, who will work his way towards midfield. 2-yard pickup. 3rd down at about 6 coming up for Monmouth County. 4:45 to go. This is the opening possession for Monmouth County. Ocean scoring on their first. They lead 7-0.
But Monmouth has got it going a little bit as the ball sits right on the midfield stripe. Willis with a couple of really nice runs. And we get into a 3rd down, and this would appear to be the first passing situation for the Monmouth County Stars.
Wide receivers to come out this time. Cowley, who will come near sideline to the right. Tight end off on the left side. A straight eye package, Condito and Volker. Palmer, who almost tripped on an offensive lineman, continues his roll off to the left side. He'll tuck it, try to get something out of nothing, but just gets back to the line of scrimmage, the 50-yard line. It'll set up 4th down and 6, and Monmouth County will have to punt it away on their first possession.
Chris Kimbiz on the pursuit, forced Palmer out of bounds, and the Monmouth County Stars will have to punt with the tremendous kicker in Jake Montero. But Monmouth has a big advantage in the kicking game because this young man is just outstanding.
We'll continue things at Rutgers.
Preferred walk-on, right?
That is correct. Castronova and Green, a dangerous 2-man combo back as the returners. Almost blocked. Flag will come out. This will be roughing the punter, and it should set up Monmouth County with a 1st down.
It'll be Odeboat from Tom's River South, who, Matt, as we always say, did not take that proper angle, kind of went into the kicker. Did not want to do so, tried to pull back, but I don't think there was any question about that, and the referee threw the flag.
We'll get the official word, but pretty clear as to what the call was. And the Monmouth County offense coming right back on.
And that was running, right, Matt? That was running into the kicker?
Yeah, it's only a 5-yarder.
But it will be a...
They needed 6, didn't they? Something like that.
It's not an automatic 1st down, right?
No.
Because it's not a personal foul.
That is correct.
It's only 5.
It's also a very...
Wait, they moved.
Yeah, they're calling that a personal foul.
Wow, they're going 15.
That's roughing then.
Okay.
Pretty odd call in a game like this because you really can't put much pressure on the punter.
Yeah. Can you block a punt? Yeah, you can block it, right?
You can block a punt, but not with linebackers.
That's correct, just the guys up front.
Yep.
Well, Monmouth County will keep possession here with 3:35 left in the opening quarter. Ocean leading it 7-0, but the Monmouth County team now in Ocean territory at the 36-yard line.
Clock is kicked back in, 3:25 to go. Slot receiver combo off to the right side. Willis checking back in. It's Volker to lead the way on what is 1st down and 10, about a 2-yard pickup. Kimbiz will close the hold down. Kimbiz, great career from Brick Township High School. He'll continue things next year at Kutztown University.
Matt, this game will boil down to whether the D-line and linebackers can stop Willis and Volker. That's basically this game tonight. If they can do that, Monmouth's going to have a difficult time getting into the end zone.
Hard to do that, Ed, with some of the rules restrictions in terms of blitzing and things like that. You're playing 4 guys straight up, and you're really, really counting on your linebackers to flow to the football.
That's it. And they have a good set of linebackers, that's for sure.
Two of those from Jackson Memorial, Tetro and Collins, who were ball hawks all season long. Giuliano, who, as I remember, had an unbelievable number of tackles. Willis will get the carry from the slot position and work his way forward for a small gain, maybe two. Tetro on the stop that time around.
Well, you know, you watch a guy like Tetro, Matt, and he just reads the play so well. I watched him on that one, and he knew that Willis was getting it on the sweep and just followed him and then shot the gap and brought him down on the backfield for really very little gain, if any.
Matt, that was a good call on Giuliano because he did lead the Shore in tackles. So you put him with Tetro and Collins. That's a pretty good group of linebackers.
And probably having some fun playing, with more of almost a less responsibility. And, Giuliano is probably looking over saying, Collins and Tetro, all right, you guys take care of that spot. I'm just going to have fun flowing all over the place with 1:33 to go in the first. We've got a timeout. We'll stick with it here. 7-0 our score in favor of Ocean County. You're listening live to the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on your home for high school sports here in Monmouth and Ocean County, the Shore Sports Network.
And tonight's game brought to you in part by JM Power U, School of Speed, Strength, and Conditioning, where student athletes learn to earn performance and durability through exercise, attitude, recovery, and nutrition. Go to jmpoweru.com for details. They're on site here tonight, and joining them in their location is former Raritan High School star and New York Giant Bennett Jackson, out of Raritan, right? You remember Bennett Jackson, of
Sure
course.
do. Played at Notre Dame with the Giants. Matt Harmon, Kevin Williams, Ed Sarluca kicking off our coverage of high school football, which will recommence in early September. Brad Biarascano, our on-site engineer. Zach Collins back in the studios tonight of 1160, 1310 a.m. It is online now as well, the latest edition of the Shore Sportswork Network Journal. You can look for it there and in different locations around Monmouth and Ocean County. It has our schedule, which will start the second weekend of September. Third down here and a long 6. Palmer will roll left, stop, doesn't have anything, will continue the runoff on the left side, and then get drilled on his way out of bounds. Monmouth looking for a flag that I don't think will come. Jordan Hardy that time up from the cornerback spot. He laid a lick on Palmer.
Now listen, Monmouth County can't afford Palmer to get hurt. Because
very clean hit, too, by the way, guys. Well within bounds. Just a good lower-the-shoulder type of hit on Palmer by Hardy. One of the strong safeties.
Definitely a shot. And now on fourth down, Monmouth will bring on Montero for a long field goal.
Wow.
This will be a 51-yarder.
I would think this would have to be a classic record. I don't know, is it in our program?
Yes, it is. It's in the program. Check it out.
Let me try and get there. Longest field goal, 52. I'll tell you who it was in just a second. Let's see.
Palmer to hold.
Montero can knock it through. Good snap. Good hold. Kick is up. It is going to be short, and it is returnable from out of the end zone. Running to near sideline is Hans. He will run out of space and get taken down. So a missed chance at 3. 52-yarder from Kurt Weibolt of Brick in 1990 and Gil Gutierrez of St. John Vianney in 1989.
Oh, talking to Kurt Weibolt the other night. He's part of the Brick coaching staff, has been there a long time. Here's a little field goal trivia for you. Actually, one of the great kickers in Shore Conference history is here tonight because he's the principal at Long Branch High School. V.J. Masillo, who would go on to have a pretty good career, kicked at Penn State, Matt, and was a teammate of Chip LaBarca, who is now coaching at Wall High School, and they were reuniting a little bit before the game.
First down carry up the middle, slowed pretty quick. It'll be second down and 2. Joe DeMeo is in at the quarterback spot.
As good as the 3 are, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if they just alternate series.
The 3 quarterbacks from Ocean County.
Yeah.
First quarter has come to a close. We'll step out here and take a 60-second timeout. Ocean County 7, Monmouth County nothing. We're back with more of the All-Shore Gridiron Classic right after this on the Shore Sports Network.
Now back to the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
Carmen Sclafani to Matt Castanova from a yard out. That's the scoring that took place in the first quarter. It's the only scoring that we've had so far. 7-0 Ocean County leads as we welcome you back here to the All-Shore Gridiron Classic. Second quarter starting with this snap of the football. We play 4 15-minute quarters tonight, and it is Joe DeMeo who will anchor things here in this particular series. 2nd down and 8. Castanova in motion. It is DeMeo who will keep it up the middle and run out over the 35 to the 36-yard line. That is a gain of close to 12 yards and enough for a first down. Devin Spahn making the tackle. Defensive back who is in from Matawan.
Well, everyone, they took the fake. They went with Castronova, and DeMeo just tucked it right up the middle with a nice first down carry.
1st and 10, ball sent from the left hash mark at the Ocean 36. DeMeo in again. This time the give is to Khalil Green up the middle. And Green will get 3 on the carry out to the 39-yard line. 2nd down and 7 coming up.
Green's high school teammate was expected to be a big part of the Ocean County offense tonight. Tymir Berry, he suffered a knee injury in the North-South All-Star game. A lot of guys hurt in that game, and was not part of the Ocean County team this week at all.
Expected to be here tonight, Kevin. I'll try to get him if he does come here. He had a class at Monmouth University where he will be attending and playing this fall.
3 wide receiver set. DeMeo on a quarterback keep all the way. Spun forward with the tackle. He will be close to a first down. Stop made by Asante Curate from Neptune and John Mims, number 8.
Now we hear Berry's injury is a meniscus. Hopefully not serious.
Well, serious enough that he is having surgery this week.
That would be arthroscopic, right?
Yes, arthroscopic. Yeah. Early next week, actually, I think it is. If it's not tomorrow, that came from assistant coach Bill Rankin and Matty Martin, who are on the Ocean staff this week.
Certainly a highlight recruit for Monmouth.
The only sure recruit. He was the guy they wanted, and they got him.
1st down and 10 now for Ocean. DeMeo stays in at the quarterback spot. Ball from the 46-yard line. Flag is out. It is a delay of game coming, I believe, against Ocean County.
Well, that's my pet peeve from last year when they have the 6 officials, nobody in the center of the field counting out with their arm, from their stomach, the 5-second clock. And it's tough for the quarterback to look to the sideline where that referee counts out.
You almost wonder if they should give him a little bit of extra time in between plays. I mean,
in this game.
Yeah, in this game. Not much.
Right,
I mean, maybe another 5 seconds, just thinking that things take a little bit more time with communication.
Right, they put 3 more minutes on the clock, went from 12 to 15.
And they've actually waved off the flag, I believe.
They waved it off?
The referee picked up the flag and waved it to the stands.
Still first down.
Well, I believe Monmouth County called a timeout. It did look like they indicated timeout Monmouth County.
Well, they are on the sideline now, so.
Yeah. This, as we said the first time the game has been hosted at Long Branch, the tradition of this game is you alternate between Ocean and Monmouth County.
That was Ocean, Kevin, by the way, that called the timeout.
It was Ocean, okay. Yes, yeah. The goal and the hope is that somewhere in the very near future there'll be lights at Monmouth University, and that really would become the permanent site for this game. Lou Versilla, the head of the Shore Football Coaches Foundation, and his staff have been talking about that for years.
I'd sign for the lights any day. DeMeo stepping up in the pocket is in trouble and will get taken down for what will register as a sack just behind the line of scrimmage. 1 yard loss back to the 45-yard line of Ocean County, and it will be 2nd down and 11. 2 minutes in to the second quarter. Low-scoring game. Ocean the only points on the board. They are up 7-0.
Well, Kevin, Matt's the young buck. He'll still be around for those lights, but me and you will be long retired.
Well, Matt, who works at Monmouth University, and of course is the voice of the Hawks. You'd hope to see that in the near future, wouldn't you?
I would hope. I was more interested that Ed said he'll be retired. I thought he's been retired for a long time. Here's DeMeo to carry it up over the right guard spot, and a good burst of speed. He'll get back the yard that was lost, plus about 9 more for what will now register as a 3rd down and 2. Spahn again on the tackle. Didn't you think Ed has been retired for a long time?
Well, I have been for 15 years from my first profession of teaching. But anyway, with this ground game, guys, and the completions by Sclafani, the clock has just been continually moving. There hasn't been too many stoppages, and the game has been quick-paced, even though we do have 15-minute periods.
DeMeo this time straight under center, splits the wide receivers. Carry this time will be for Jalen Roman from Pinelands. He's taken down in the backfield. Mendez will get the stop, and it will set up 4th down here and about 4 after that loss of 2. And Ocean will bring on their punt team for the first time tonight.
And that should be Connor Davies, who I would imagine we'll see in the next quarterback rotation. Lacey High School graduate, of course, played for his dad at Lacey, who was the offensive coordinator under Lou Versillo, but has now moved on. Right, Ed?
Head coach at Freehold Township.
Oh, high snap up over the top of Davies. He's got to go about 20 yards back. He's got time to recover and then gets off the kick. And then a flag will come out after he was roughed and taken down pretty hard by Hunter Bailey. I will say,
I think it's no holds bar.
That's what I was gonna say. At any kind of botched snap, exactly. I'm not sure that the punter has the same protection anymore.
Yeah, unless there's a separate rule put in for this game, but that's got to be.
I mean, he did get drilled.
What, about 30 yards from the line?
That's about as bad a snap as you could have. You can't snap it much higher than that.
Okay, they're saying Al DeSantis, the referee, said no.
Nothing in the rule specifically about that.
Once he kicks the ball, picks it up, he becomes a kicker again. That's what Al DeSantis just yelled out to Mark Constantino.
Well,
so that'll give him a 1st down.
That's a 15-yarder, right? There's much doubt about that, right? That was roughing.
And it's from the line of scrimmage, so.
DeSantis, the referee now has to run 50 yards to get his flag.
Let's put it this way. He didn't even, after he punted it, he didn't get the ball back to where the spot is right now on the 32-yard line.
Well, it will be now 1st and 10 for Ocean. Davies, who just took the shot, will stay in at the quarterback spot. 4 wide receiver set for Davies to work with. Loves to throw the football, will flare it to the outside. That catch is made, and dancing off on the far side was Kuhn. Good gain on 1st down. Close to another 1st down. 2nd down and short coming up.
I think you might have mentioned it, Kevin, but Connor Davies played in the North-South game and, as a matter of fact, threw the winning touchdown pass for the South to win that game.
Sure did. What do we have, 17 Shore Conference kids playing that game, Ed?
Yes, we did. 17.
For the South and the Phil Sims North-South All-Star game at Kane University. Here's
the inside carry. This time it's Jeff Wood, number 33, to get it. Wood from Toms River East High School. Small gain, a little bit closer to a 1st down on what was 2nd down and a long 2. Looks like it will become 3rd down and a short 1. William Rittenhouse from Raritan and Frank Condito from Homedale in on the stop. By the way, there's another All-Star game being played in New Jersey tonight. Ed, do you know where that one is? Well, I caught him in his usual sideline conversation, Matt. Snapple Bowl 22 at Kane University tonight. Middlesex against Union County. 3rd down and short, straight eye package. Davies will try and get the 1st down himself, and will. Able to push the pile to the 20-yard line for a gain of about 2 yards. Just enough to keep his offense on the field. And with 9:41 to go here in the 1st half, Dan Servideo from Middletown South making the tackle. Servideo on his way to Rensselaer Polytech, where he is one of 2 players going to that school. Dan Calabro from St. John Vianney.
Tells a little bit about their academics.
On 1st and 10, it's Wood to get the carry again. And he'll pop it down to the 18-yard line. Gain of 2. Second down and about 8 coming up now for Ocean. Condito and Ben Sikowski combining on the stop. Sikowski, great career at Manalapan. He'll continue things next year at Wagner. His older brother John, a member of the Monmouth program. They get to play each other this year.
That should be fun for the family.
Straight eye package here again. Davies on the fake. Dumps it into the flat. Catch is made by Palmer, the tight end, who takes a big shot inside the 5-yard line, but it hangs onto the football, and we'll have Ocean knocking on the door with a first down and goal. Mike Cordova from RBC coming up to supply the lumber.
We can hear the crowd here just go, oh, what a hit. But a terrific call by the Ocean County team as the tight end just dropped out and the flat was wide open. And Ocean County with the touchdown lead, threatening now with 8:26 left in quarter number 2.
Power eye backfield. Davies had some issues with the snap. Will lose a yard back to about the 4, where it'll be second and goal.
First mistake of that kind, a bad snap. Usually, we have a few of them in a game like this because of the amount of time you have to work with your center quarterback exchange.
Factor the penalty in. This is a pretty long drive for the Ocean County offense.
They started with about 12 and a half minutes, Matt.
3 back set again. It'll be Coolio Green trying to bounce it to the outside. Black jerseys giving chase and will track down Green, who will lose 3 back to the 8-yard line. 2 plays and 2 negative results for the Ocean County offense. They'll have it now third down and goal. Jake Weber, number 54 from Matawan, leading the charge for that Monmouth County D.
Well, if you're Ocean County, too, while you don't have a great kicking game, you do think here now, Matt, to set yourself up at least for 3 because you'd have a 2-score lead here. I mean, I guess the strategy in a game like this is not maybe the same as a regular season contest, but first thing the teams do want to do is they'd like to win.
Davies will roll left. Look in the flat. He's got a man who will make the catch. No, dropped the football on his way out of bounds. It was Castanova who was the target, and now on 4th down and goal. Haven't seen, well, now there's Cume. They bring the tee out for him, so it will be a field goal attempt that will come here for Ocean County.
Cume, by the way, was added to the team, so I'm assuming that they had no kicker before Carl came aboard.
Although they added him as a tight end weeks ago because they lost a couple of their tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Low snap. Cume with great distance on it, and he will knock it through. So the field goal for Carl Cume to make it 10-0 in favor of Ocean.
Boy, he blasted that one.
He sure did.
That would have been good from probably 45 on.
6:35 to go. We'll step out here for a quick timeout. It is Ocean 10, Monmouth nothing. We're back with more of the All Shore Gridiron Classic on the Shore Sports Network.
Now back to the U.S. Army All Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
And tonight's game brought to you by Bum Rogers Tavern at Island Beach State Park, home to their world-famous garlic crabs and ice-cold beer.
Ocean County leading 10-0. They won the game last year, 17-14, trying to make it 2 in a row and equal up the all-time series a little bit more. Good return here for Monmouth County. Royal Moore, number 1 from Neptune, stepping up to make the kickoff return and taking it out to his 40-yard line. So the Monmouth County All-Star team now in pretty good shape. It'll be Palmer to sit this series out, and they will bring the coaching staff in. Riley Sullivan, the quarterback from Raritan High School,
who, Matt, was only added to the roster, I think, Monday. Missed the weekend practices. They just needed a second quarterback. They only had one.
Split receiver set and offset I formation. with Sikowski and Volker making up the backfield. Counter play, back to the left side. Volker up the middle. Good explosive speed, as we talked about earlier. He'll get 10 on the first down carry out to the 50-yard line, and the sticks will move before James Giuliano can make the tackle.
You know, the problem for these coaches, these teams are picked back in March and April, and kids commit, and then, you know, you find out you can only bring so many kids in, and you try and balance it out with position needs, and then you start getting young men dropping out weeks before the game, and you replace them. And then you had this year, Matt, I bet you there was 8 to 10 kids who defected after starting practice. And that really makes it a challenge because you're not dealing with big rosters here. It's not like 80 or 90 kids, about 50 on a side.
First down and 10. Man in motion was Willis. Give inside to Volker again. Off the right side, he'll pick up 2 to the Ocean County 48-yard line. Ed?
Let's pick up a play right here.
Here we go. All right, we're going pro. I need pro. Come here. Here we go. Pro righty. Here we go. Charlie, fullback, Charlie. Here we go. Pro right east, toss right. Pro right east, toss right.
That's Mark Costantino, the head coach for Monmouth County tonight, calling the offensive plays.
Toss right, pro right east, toss right.
And I would think we'll see Mr. Willis, the recipient of that toss.
Nice to be able to yell out to the field, Volker, you're the fullback this time. Offset to the right side. Willis is the deep man as part of this I package. There's the toss to the right side. It will go to Willis, who will cut things up far side hash mark and able to blast through to about the Ocean County 42-yard line for a gain of 5 yards. Third down and about 3 coming up for Monmouth County.
Brad Greenway from Jackson Memorial making the stop, wrapping up Mr. Willis from behind.
Well, the clock becomes a factor now. It's 4:35 and running. So with the ground game, which takes up a lot more time than the passing game, obviously.
Monmouth County taking their time. Will go back and huddle. Again, Riley Sullivan in at the quarterback spot. It's been a fast-moving game. Coming up at halftime, new inductees into the Shore Coaches Hall of Fame. Movement up front will cost Ocean County 5 yards. Looked like jumping was Chris Kimbiz, the defensive end from Ocean, on the sideline nearest to us. Should be 5 yards for Monmouth County and a fresh set of downs.
I think Sullivan gave him the old hut and got him the jump. That was clearly what the plan was. So the 5-yard penalty will give Monmouth County a first down. We're also going to have something interesting at halftime, Matt. I think they've done this in the past. If I can find my notes here. They will have a future soldier swearing-in ceremony for the Army. A couple of, about a dozen or maybe even more, being sworn in to their service.
Counter play back to the right side for Volker. Trying to pick a spot off on the right side. Will run out of room and into the far sideline, the Ocean County sideline. Does get positive yards, a gain of about 4 to make it 2nd and 6. 3:49 to go in the first half.
We tried to get him to take Sarluca again.
No, I was going to say Matt. He's much younger.
Nah,
I can't believe
Matt's too
that,
busy.
Matt. He's got too many things
how
going.
About Brad? I mean,
yeah, there we go.
Brad's
That's
the
a better
youngest
choice.
guy.
There we go.
And Brad, we could have gotten you involved in that, swearing a little bit.
There's still time.
Tell your wife I'll see you in a couple of years. It'll be all right. That'd go over well.
By the way, Matt, I did do my 2 years in the U.S. Army back in the 60s.
2nd down and 6. Here's the give to Volker. Counter off on the left side. Bounces off one tackler, but runs right into Cole Collins, who will make the stop. Where were you stationed, Ed?
Well,
can't wait for this answer.
I had a few. Fort Dix, I went basic. Then Fort Benning, Georgia. Dix, of course, was the New Jersey base. Then I was down in Fort Polk, Louisiana, which was.
I'm sure you played well in the Louisiana crowd.
Oh, that was the armpit of the nation, believe me. And then Fort Carson, Colorado, where I ended up playing a little football for the base battalion team. That's my Army career.
There you go.
Army
strong.
2:35 and rolling. 2nd and 3. Pitch this time to Willis to the near sideline. Bounces out past the near side hash mark and will look like get just enough for the first down. Joe Odebode from Toms River South will make the tackle. Chains will move. Drive will continue down to 2:25 remaining in this first half.
Ed, just to let you know, Captain Edwards, who's the main contact here, we've had him look into your Army records. He has brought them with him tonight. We're going to read them at halftime.
I have pictures, so I can prove everything I just said. By the way, it was the height of Vietnam, 68 to 70, and I was very lucky to stay away from going over to Vietnam like a lot of my friends in the service did.
Yeah.
Tight end this time to the left. Willis stays in as the deep man as part of an I formation. 5-step drop for Sullivan. Looking to throw it. He'll tuck it in, run instead. Have the pocket closed down about 5 yards over the line of scrimmage. Gets down to the 22-yard line. Decent gain to make it 2nd and 5. Cole Collins leading the charge defensively on the stop.
Along with Joe Pugy from Pinelands. Well, clock is moving, and Monmouth County trying to get up to the line a little bit quicker here.
Willis and Volker this time. What a dangerous combination in the backfield. Volker will play the fullback, 3-point stance, offset to the right side. He'll get the quick flip and a fumbled ball. It's picked up by Ocean County. It is Zach Tetro to come away with the play, and the nice drive for Monmouth County stalls off of a turnover. And it will be Ocean County football with 1:16 remaining in the first half.
Well, without the benefit of replay, but I think that was the responsibility of the quarterback. That was a kind of a mishmash of a pitch. I don't even know what you'd call it.
Yeah, they tried to pitch to the up back, the fullback, which was almost a flat pitch.
It was, yeah.
Volker never got it. By the way, refresh my memory, Matt. You're probably better at this, but didn't Tetro pick up a fumble in the championship game or the semifinal game, a big play in that series? I think their run to the championship.
I was going to say in the game against Brick, in the rematch against Brick, he scored on a fumble recovery.
Okay, maybe that was it. Okay.
Right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think so. Part of that ended up being a rout that game after Brick had beaten him the first time in the regular season.
I think we had Tetro on the air, too, in our Thursday night show.
We did.
Let's see how quick Ocean County can go here. The give is to Khalil Green. He'll keep it on the ground, get 9. Out to the 38-yard line. Not a whole lot of time to put in a hurry-up offense. Frank Henry will make the stop, but Ocean is on the march right here. Sclafani will keep it. He'll get the first down, which will stop the clock for a second. 58.8 remaining in the first half.
I would think the guy to watch here is Castronova. He, as Ed mentioned, he and Sclafani hooked up 4 times on that first drive, and this is Carmen's first time in the game since that scoring drive.
Sclafani fumbles the football on a missed opportunity on an option off the left side. He's able to fall on it and keep possession. And it looks like Ocean will burn a timeout. 7 seconds off the clock. 51.8 remaining in this first half.
And we'll tell you, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Atlantic Physical Therapy Center with 11 locations in Monmouth and Ocean County, designed to help the competitive athlete, weekend warrior, and those recovering from injury or surgery. Visit AtlanticPTCenter.com.
Matt Harmon, Kevin Williams, Ed Sonaluca. It'll be the first time in the last couple of years everyone will kind of be around for the halftime show. No inductees of the Shore Sports Network this year, so I won't have to kill all halftime because you and Ed, you don't have other things.
Well, I wasn't here last year, if you remember. I missed the game.
He was getting into the Hall of Fame.
I know you had a whole.
Weren't here a couple of years ago. You were in the Hall of Fame, and then it was, filing.
You're just overtime. A little too young, man.
No, listen, I'm happy.
Yeah, you should be happy. You don't want to go in that because
happy to be.
You know what that means? You go in those things, it means it's over.
Just happy to be the guy doing the game. Sclafani rolling, dumps it in the flat for Castronova, but short hopped it in there, and it'll fall incomplete with 48.9 remaining in the first.
Well, if you're Monmouth here, I think you want to try and hold here. And if they do not come up with the first down, use your timeout and try to make them punt. Remember what happened the last time.
That is true. Good point, Ed. Yeah, the snap was about 30 yards over Connor Davies' head.
I didn't see actually who the snapper was. Not that we want to divulge his name, but
I don't know if it was Frazier or not.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out.
He's done a good job on the rest of it and has anchored the offensive line.
4 wide receiver set for Sclafani. He's going to roll left into the short side of the field, run out of real estate, and get pushed out by Hunter Bailey to set up what will be a punting situation on 4th and 11.
Well, Carr made a little mistake there. Shouldn't have gone out of bounds.
Yeah, now they don't have to use that timeout to stop the clock, and Davies will go back. And it looks like number
Jeff Wood. That's number
from Tom's River
Tom's River East.
Yep. Linebacker from Tom's River East. Not sure if he was the first snapper.
Royal Moore back deep. Here comes pressure. Davies got it off.
Nice punt.
Hit a little bit. It is a very good punt that will trickle its way out inside the 20-yard line at about the 17, where it'll be 1st down and 10 for Monmouth with 34 seconds remaining here in the first half. And Ocean County up by a comfortable 10-0 advantage.
Matt, still time to join that line in the end zone right under the clock towards the school side. Those recruits are waiting for you.
And I don't think that they want me.
I'll try to get.
You guys are old, but I'm no spring chicken anymore.
Listen to me, Ed. Clearly, Matt does not have time for the Army.
I will try and get Walt Kristopic as he leaves the field. Ocean playing a pretty much perfect first half.
Split wide receiver set, tight end right. As Palmer back in here offensively for Monmouth County at the quarterback spot. 2 receivers set. Palmer wants to throw. He'll go deep and look for Calabro, who ran into the defender. No flag comes out, and it will be 2nd down and 10. The coverage by Jordan Hardy from Central Regional.
And he did just run into him. So
Calabro had a tremendous year for St. John Vianney after he transferred in, I believe, from Keyport. I think you're right.
Yep.
St. John Vianney, one of the top, I would say, maybe 3 teams this year heading into 2015.
They will certainly be a team to watch this year. 2nd down and 10. Palmer checks things over. Will work from the shotgun here. Has Volker with him. Blitz coming. Volker catches the screen pass off on the right side. Will work his way forward for a 1st down to the Monmouth County 29-yard line. But with just 22 seconds remaining, lot of green in front for Monmouth to try and get a potential score.
Thought maybe they would try and do something like that with Willis and just hoping he can break a tackle or two and pick up a long gain. Really haven't had any success throwing the ball downfield. Not that they've done all that much, Matt.
I thought somehow with the numbers that Palmer put up, they would have gotten a little bit more involved offensively. It's been a lot of Volker and a lot of Willis, rightfully so, 2 of the top backs
Matt,
the Shore has seen.
Let me correct myself real quick right after this play.
Palmer, 3-step drop, in trouble. Rolling this time to the left. Doesn't have anybody to throw to. Will run out of bounds for a gain of close to 5, but took off some valuable time off the clock with just 15 seconds remaining.
Calabro came from Colts Neck High School.
Colts Neck, okay.
Just verified that on the sideline. My mistake.
St. John Vianney last year 10-1. Anthony Brown will be back at the quarterback spot this year, one of the top recruits.
Yeah, he's
in
already
the Shore
committed.
Conference.
Where is he committed to? Is he Boston College?
I have to look that up.
Yeah, Boston College. A little surprised he made the decision so early because there were a lot of schools after him, but he liked it up at BC.
This time the carry going for Willis off on the right side. Able to cut back at the 1st down. Clock stopped with 5.6 seconds remaining. And Monmouth will use a timeout and have time enough to set up one final play from scrimmage here in the first half.
Little scuffling at the end of that play. First sign of some verbal sparring back and forth.
Monmouth gets the timeout. I would think this would almost be the proverbial Hail Mary.
I see one of our Hall of Fame inductees in the end zone here with his beautiful family, Chris Barnes. Well deserved.
Yeah, it was always one of our favorites.
Yes, he was. And Chris Christopher also in there. And, of course, Mark Constantino doing his coaching on the sidelines. So those will be our 3 inductees. Hopefully I'll get a chance to talk to all 3.
Look forward to it. Matt's going to go
take a break.
He's going to leave for a little while, grab a bite to eat, and halftime is contractually it's in your contract. You're in charge of halftime. Matt goes on a union break.
My time off. This timeout for Monmouth, trying to set up whatever trick play or whatever they can figure out. Try and get themselves on the scoreboard. It's been a slow go for things offensively for Monmouth. They had that one nice drive going, and then the fumble came in a botched possession between Sullivan and Charlie Volker. Volker will be the single back this time around as Palmer will operate from a deep shotgun. 4 wide receiver set, 2 to either side. Ball set here from the right hash mark. Palmer gets the snap. Pressure coming. In trouble. Palmer is dropped at the line of scrimmage, and that will take us to the end of the first half. A fairly dominant performance by Ocean County. Xavier Young, the standout defensive tackle from Barnegat, making the sack on that last play. He'll continue things next year at Stonehill College up in Massachusetts. We'll wait and see if we can grab Walt Kristopik on his way out. The head coach from Jackson Memorial, #1 team last year in the Shore.
I got him, Matt. Coach, pretty good effort out of your Ocean County team. Pretty solid.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Guys came ready to play right from the opening kickoff. We did a good job there finishing off the half, making sure they couldn't get in.
You got 3 pretty good quarterbacks to play around with, don't you?
Yeah, normally some years you don't have any. Some years, this year we got 3 guys I think it could start.
Well, this dream season for the Jaguars seems to continue for you and your staff.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Chris.
Walt Kristopik, the head coach, heading into the locker room, make any changes. Wouldn't think there's going to be a whole lot for the Ocean County team, Kevin. Not on the scoreboard 10-0, but it didn't really seem like they were ever really in any kind of danger in that first half.
No, it did not. And I think, the most difficult thing really is, the 3 quarterbacks is, trying to get them all to play. Yeah, everyone got at least one. They each got a series, and then Sclafani got the bonus one late.
4 possessions. It seemed like they just rotated.
Exactly.
One possession each. And
listen, you talked to Mark Costantino before the game, and really there is pressure on the coaches in that they want to play everyone because these are the guys who stuck it out. There were a few guys who defected during the course of the week, and, if you're going to tell a guy, look, we need you to stay, you're going to play Friday night, you got to get him in. And while there's not a huge gap in talent because these are all really good football players, obviously if it was a regular game you'd go at your best 22 or whatever and do that, but tonight you want to get them all in and balance it out. So but I agree, I thought Ocean County really controlled that first half, and really with a 2-score lead sitting pretty good here at halftime.
Timeout taken for us here. We'll come back and kick off the halftime portion of the broadcast. We'll make this a 2-minute break, and we're back with more of the All Shore Gridiron Classic presented by the U.S. Army. Broadcast live tonight on the Shore Sports Network. It is Ocean 10 and Monmouth nothing.
Now back to the U.S. Army All Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
And tonight's game brought to you in part by RKE Athletic, the leading team uniform retailer in the Northeast, used by colleges and many Shore Conference high school teams. RKE is also the leader in Letterman jackets and features custom sports attire. For screen printing, embroidery, and all your sports attire needs, visit RKE Athletic, Route 71 in Wall, and at rkeathletic.com.
We sit here at halftime from Long Branch High School. Matt Harmon, Kevin Williams, Ed Sarluca, ably assisted tonight, as always, by Brad Biascano. Tonight in the studios of 1160, 1310, it is Zach Collins. This is the 38th annual clash between Monmouth and Ocean County in the what is now called the All-Shore Gridiron Classic, presented by the U.S. Army. The score as it sits right now, Ocean County leading Monmouth County by a score of 10-0. Carmen Sclafani on the game's very first drive of the game, 1-yard touchdown flip to Matt Castronova, and Carl Kuhn with a 25-yard field goal. That came at the 6:35 mark of the second quarter. Ocean up 10-0. Let's go down to the field and join Ed Sarluca.
And our partner Scott Stump's going to join me before the inductions here. They're getting things underway here. Scott, pretty dominating effort out of Ocean County. Are you surprised?
Not totally, just given that talking to coaches on both sides kind of before this game, they were thinking Ocean had a big advantage size-wise on the offensive line. And I feel like that's definitely showed. They've been able to pretty consistently move the ball. And I just think they're more balanced. You know, Sclafani, Davies, and DeMeo, all dual-threat quarterbacks, but they can hurt you with the passing game, whereas Monmouth is really basically, we're giving it to Willis and Volker, and we haven't really found a plan B after that yet.
Yeah, it seems like the defensive line of Ocean has had the better of it with the offensive line of Monmouth.
And that's no surprise, given you got Adam Kakar from Toms River North up front, a 300-pounder, is tremendous, going to do a post-grad season, but to me is an FBS-level talent. And then you also have Xavier Young from Barnegat, who is another excellent player, Division II recruit, who was the B-South, co-defensive player of the year. So with those two guys kind of crashing the middle, and you got guys like Tetro and Giuliano to run down everyone on the sidelines, that's a pretty good combination.
How about Tetro? Always seems to be in the right place at the right time. You will know for sure. When did he pick up that fumble and run it back? Was it against Brick?
I believe that beat Brick Memorial with about 2 minutes left, or under 2 minutes left in the game.
In the A-South contest, yeah. We weren't quite sure when we saw that. We do remember that it did happen. But, yeah, Willis, Volker, the two marquee names, just unable to get going. The one drive they did have put a stop to it on a bad botched-up toss to Volker.
And that's the thing with these all-star games, getting the timing down, the chemistry, the steps down, an offensive line building cohesion. That's really hard in 4 or 5 days, especially they've had some guys coming and going. Monmouth County had a quarterback drop out just a day or two ago, so they're just trying to get on the same page.
Well, thanks, Scott. We're going to pick it up here now, and I'll try to get each inductee as they are inducted. Right now it's Christopher being inducted. Of course, long time. I think his career spans just under 40 years. Started out with the Ocean County Observer, and then, of course, with the Asbury Park Press for so many years, covered football and many other sports. So Christopher inducted into the Jersey Football Hall of Fame. There's the plaque.
Of course, this game run by the Shore Football Coaches Foundation, and that is the name of the Hall of Fame. Chris getting his plaque and being flanked by Lou Versillo and Joe Martucci, two of the elders, and very much involved. And Ed was going to grab a couple of words.
Congratulations, Chris, on your induction.
Thanks, Ed. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the readership over the years and help from people such as yourself, and the administrators and coaches and refreshment stand workers and cheerleaders and parking lot attendants everywhere. I feel so presidential with all the flashbulbs going off in my face.
Hey, 40 years of working. You started at the Observer. Maybe there might have been one before that. Of course, long time at Asbury Park Press covering football and many other sports. And I know you'd like one more person to be here tonight, but he's watching up in heaven, and I'm sure he's very proud. That's your dad, Sam, who passed away after a long and glorious career of being a reporter in the Shore in February.
That's right. My dad, Sam, died in February at the age of 87 on February 9th. He was a 3-time Hall of Famer, the Lakewood High School Athletic Hall of Fame, the Lakewood High School Hall of Fame, and the Jersey Shore Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, congratulations, Chris. Well-deserved, and see you at the Blue Claws.
Okay, sounds good, Ed. Outstanding.
And that was Chris Christopher. Ed was talking about still riding in the shore area up in the Monmouth County area. Go ahead, Ed.
I don't have you, Kev. I got you. By the way, we have a record being set tonight. Most family members by an inductee. How many, Kev? Count them.
I'm going to say about somewhere between 25 and 30. From Mark Costatino. Obviously, he told people he'd buy him dinner if they came to the game. He probably told people, listen, come to the game. I'm going to buy you dinner. And by the way, you got to come on the field in halftime. And never even told him it was for the Hall of Fame. But Kaz, who's coaching tonight, being inducted, and very
Another
nice.
well-deserved.
Yep.
We got one more coming out.
Okay.
Of course, his son on the Monmouth staff.
Correct.
Also with him.
Pretty proud moment. Bruce Clay doing a great job as the PA announcer on the field, talking a little bit about Kaz.
27, Kev. 27 members.
All right, I was close.
And I am joined by Mark. Mark, congratulations. Just wanted to let you know you did set the record for inductees. 27 family members and friends.
Yeah, it's great. A bunch of my friends from Bloomfield came down, surprised me. And half my brothers aren't here, my sister's here, so I could have had more. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. We're losing 10-0, but what are you going to do? This is fun,
hey, this is a little bit more important. I know you want to win the game, but a well-deserved honor. As I mentioned in the pregame, 3 state championships under your belt, and I believe, 7 final appearances, 12 conference championships?
I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And, it started out in 1992, and a little special night tonight because your son joining you on the staff tonight.
Great. Yeah, he was one of the highlights of my coach career was coaching my son, who's a very good player, obviously, for me. And I said, you want to coach? He's like, all right. So he's coaching the receivers, doing a great job, having fun.
Well, congratulations. Let's get the Monmouth County on the board in the second half.
You're killing me. All right.
And as you wrap up your conversation with Mark, Chris Barnes now officially being inducted into the Hall of Fame, the former Jackson Memorial and Wall head coach, along with his attended by his wife and his 3 lovely daughters. Great-looking family. And,
like you said it, Kev, what a beautiful family. And the oldest going to Duquesne to play lacrosse.
There you go.
This year.
Chris looking good. They're taking the pictures right now, and then Coach Sarluk will grab him for a couple of comments. He's always one of my favorite people, Chris. I'll tell you what, a true definition of a gentleman. Built the Jackson Memorial program, got it off the ground, then left just before they would win back-to-back state championships for the opportunity at Wall, which he could not pass up, but really was the architect of those back-to-back state champions at Jackson in 2000 and 2001.
A lot of old players here and coaches. Mike Galos, of course, who he first started working with.
Yep.
At Middletown North.
All getting in for the big group picture.
His career began at Middletown North, then went to Syracuse University, where, believe it or not, you'd never know it by how he looks nowadays.
Yep.
He was a fullback.
A rugged fullback. I'll tell you what, I remember him running the football at Middletown North, and I mean, he was a horse. You could not bring him down one-on-one. And he, as you said, landed a football scholarship to Syracuse University and then came back to the shore area. And the rest, as they say, is history.
And here he is, the newest inductee, Chris Barnes. Chris, tremendous career. Let's go back. Middletown North, it all began, then on to Syracuse, and you never know it by how you look right now. Yes. A rugged fullback at the, at Syracuse.
Yes. Anyway, great experience. That's where it started. That's why I got the orange on tonight. Yeah. My daughters found me. That was another reason. They found me in the stands. They came here a little late, and I had the bright orange shirt on.
And also then you came back and you started your coaching career back to Middletown North with Mike Galos?
With Mike Galos.
Mike Galos, who is, by the way, here tonight. That's quite an honor to see him.
Great person. Gave me a great opportunity back then coming out, and gave me all the freedom in the world to learn as a coach, and was just a tremendous influence on me.
And then, of course, 1994, your first head coaching career at Jackson Memorial. 5 years there. You left and you built the program there. You left in 99, turned it over to Reggie Jackson. What does he do with your team? He wins 2 back-to-back state championships.
great situation. They, it took some time to get it where we wanted to be. Remember, I had to face Coach right here once in a while at Brick Memorial and his defense. And we finally got it there. And the kids there, the community, I can't say enough, were terrific, phenomenal. The administration, great experience for me. I owe everything to them. Bernie Ryder, Ralph Coretta, those folks who stuck with me and gave me that opportunity. And it was hard to leave, but it was the right decision at the time for my family.
And then on to Wall Township High School, where you basically put that program on the map.
A great experience, feet running with a great staff. I mean, I got there, Mike Gillis and Al Turpak being there already, and guys like Rob Panicu, and we had I kind of been there before, so it was second time around for me in terms of a program, and we got off to a great start, and again, the community, the administration, the support I got there, can't thank people enough, and obviously the coaches and the kids that I coached.
And your tenure there, of course, included a state championship.
Yeah, that was special. That was sweet. I think there's so many great coaches here that maybe you don't have a chance to experience that, but there's so many people who do so many great things in high school football. It's not all about state championships, but to get that one, it's pretty special.
Chris, you got a beautiful family all here tonight, and tell us about your oldest daughter going to play lacrosse at Duquesne.
Oh, my
middle daughter.
I got a freshman at James Madison University, Kate, and was a 3-sport athlete in high school, but not playing sports any longer. But I have one who's committed to Duquesne University in Atlantic 10 to play lacrosse. She's got another year. But she, I'll kick her out of the house soon.
So a lot of trips to Pittsburgh.
Oh, a lot of trips to Pittsburgh, Harrisonburg. It's all about the Bergs. Yeah, long rides.
Congratulations, Chris. Well deserved.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Hey, tell them Matt and I send our regards.
Hey, Matt and Kevin send their regards upstairs.
Yes, man. Okay, guys, what's up?
All right, Chris. Congratulations. So that completes the trio of Hall of Fame inductions, and now Matt, as we alluded to earlier. They're doing a future soldier swear-in right at midfield. Officer swearing in is Lieutenant Colonel Edward Crute, commander of the Mid-Atlantic Recruiting Battalion. Looks like about, according to my list, about 20 or so, Matt, would you say? 20 young people being sworn in to serve our country. And we congratulate them on taking that oath and wish them Godspeed as they represent the U.S. Army. Once that is over with, we'll probably get the teams back on the field shortly and get ready to start the third quarter of the 30th annual U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic here at Bressett Stadium at Long Branch High School. We're going to step aside. We'll take a 3-minute timeout to recharge the batteries here. You're listening to the All-Shore Gridiron Classic on the Shore Sports Network.
Now back to the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
And tonight's game is presented by Barnabas Health. Life is better healthy.
10-0 our score right now, getting set for the start of the third. We expect the teams to make their way back on relatively soon. 10-0 Ocean County leads this one, the 38th annual Monmouth Ocean County All-Star Game, which, Kevin, it's dubbed this year the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic. It has been called several things during the course of its kind of time over the course of the 38 years, but settling in with the U.S. Army, who has taken a big role in the sponsorship of this game and continuing things along. And I know Ed was, because he's talked about it. Were you at the first one in 1978?
Yes, I was. Wall Stadium.
21-7
I was there, yes.
for Ocean.
Yep. That game was memorable for so many reasons. Of course, Wall Stadium is a stock car racing track. They brought in goalposts, which were crooked. They were picking lug nuts up out of the infield during the game. I mean, they go, hey, look, got to get that out. The surface was horrible. And meanwhile, nobody knew. The game was really the brainchild of Dick Brinster, the former sports editor of the Asbury Park Press. Nobody had any idea how many people would show up. There was nothing in the past. There was nothing to even know. And I'll tell you how big it was, Matt. Many, many schools sent spectator buses in the middle of the summer. And when all was said and done, they figure that first game drew about 8,000 people. It was an absolute incredible event.
You left out one of the more important things. Jack Hawkins, the head coach for Monmouth, showed up in a white tuxedo, Matt, and a white Rolls Royce.
And got out and was escorted by 2 very young blonde girls on each arm that were not his wife. And, of course, coached against the legendary Warren Wolf. And Ocean won that game, and the big play in that game was George Scribbolito picking up a fumble and going about 75 yards for what was the winning touchdown or the clinching touchdown. It really was an event, and that was born, this tradition that has now spanned 38 years.
You know what's interesting and something that I don't know that I picked up on until just kind of looking back at some of the game scores. The first 16 years of the game, the series was 8-8, back and forth and back and forth. A 2-game winning streak for Ocean in 89 and 90. Monmouth with a 2-game winning streak in 91 and 92. And not until 94-95, when Monmouth won it 2 years in a row, did it really have some more significance to it a little bit in terms of just the overall structure.
It was pretty amazing. It was almost like flip a coin. And, I think the game has stood the test of time through a lot of changes. Of course, for many years, run very well by the Asbury Park Press. Then that went away, and it was for a couple of years run in a different direction. And then finally, I think what happened was a group of the coaches have been around a while, said, look, here's the bottom line. We either step in and do something with this game, or it's just going to fizzle. And thus the Shore Football Coaches Foundation kind of picked up the ball and has run with it the last few years under the direction of Lou Versillo, the coach at Lacey High School. And, they call them the elders, but guys like Joe Martucci, the former coach at Matawan, and, many others. Of course, our friend Chuck Donahue from Southern Regional involved, and then you have the general managers. I mean, I don't think people realize if you pick up our program, if you got it tonight, you would. But for example, each team has a general manager. Frank Papalia from Monmouth County, Gerard O'Donnell for Ocean County, in charge of things like tickets, making sure everything is taken care of, all the paperwork, all the players have to have physicals, and a lot of things involved. It's not one of those just roll it out, and a lot of people work very hard on this, put a lot of time in it to make it happen and make it a good experience for the young men. And I'll say now so we don't miss it later, and that is kudos to Jason Corley, the athletic director at Long Branch, and his staff here for really wanting to host this game, enthusiastic about it, and saying to anyone, what do you need? What can we do to help you out? And they've done a great job. Bruce Clay, the public address announcer here from Long Branch, they have just been marvelous hosts for this game.
Fun to see a guy like Chris Barnes, who we talked about getting into the Hall of Fame, played in this game in 1983, scored a couple of touchdowns in what was a Monmouth County win in the game back in 1983 before going on to Syracuse and having a great career and being part of an undefeated team in the late 80s.
And that's how you build tradition, Matt. And I said, it's not like it was, because nothing is. Maybe the days of the 5, 6, 7, 8,000 fans going, things have changed a little bit. There was a really, really intense Ocean Monmouth County rivalry, and you mentioned, and I think it was played on the fact that it was poor little Ocean County with all these, not that many schools, and the big bad guys from Monmouth County and all that. I think it's kind of leveled over the years, even though Monmouth County, obviously from a school sense, has more schools, but I don't think you have as much of that Ocean Monmouth rivalry because the schools are the way the conferences and divisions are now, but it's still pretty special and a wonderful way to spend a weeknight in the summer.
Ocean County will kick this one off, and the second half is up and running. Deep kick that'll be fielded by Willis at his own goal line. Willis running off the left side, takes a hard shot around the 16, maybe the 17-yard line. Good blow hit down, and Monmouth County will start with it. Connor Owen making the tackle there for Ocean County. One of the other things that we talked about a bit, Kevin, in the Open, you don't necessarily get the real big names that a lot of fans would know because You might play in one of those all-star games, but most guys will not play in more than one. A lot of guys already at school, maybe taking summer classes and getting ready for preseason camp, which for a lot of players starts in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, those days, most of the Division I kids, as you said, they go up in June. They take summer classes to make the load a little easier in the fall and working out in the weight room and stuff like that. They're long gone.
Christian Palmer coming back in here offensively. 3-step drop will let it fly. And as he looks off on the right side for Dan Calabro from St. John Vianney, short hops it in and incompletion. It will set up a 2nd down and 10.
Matt, I'm joined on the sideline here by Sergeant Edwards. We've mentioned quite often in the last few years what a big part the U.S. Army plays in this football game. And, Sergeant, you're a big part of that. Tell us a little bit about the U.S. Army role in this football game.
Well, we're just out here to support great individuals, young men and the young women, even in the stands, to provide them with a great game in the summertime when school is out. I mean, it's just a great day for football.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better night as Willis tries to break one here and does break one and gets a Monmouth County first down, one of the few they've had tonight.
Outstanding. He's running like a champ. Well, so much talent in these guys, so dedicated. It's a beautiful thing.
To come in the middle of the summer and to break off their summer before they go to college, it's a lot of commitment, just like the U.S. Army.
Just like our soldiers out here, our future soldiers getting ready. I mean, it's just 24 hours of nonstop commitment to the cause, and I love it.
Well, thank you very much for hosting this football game.
Thank you very much.
Matt?
All right, Ed, appreciate it. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Monmouth County. Ball out to their own 28-yard line. Offset I formation. Willis off on the left side. Drop for a loss of about a yard. 2nd down and long coming up. You get Joe Odeboud making that tackle. And, Kevin, we've talked about it a couple times already tonight. You get someone like a Captain Edwards who comes and represents the Army. You see the swearing in of new soldiers, both young men and young women. And you realize that the Army is just one branch of the armed forces, and a job that probably for so many people that take things for granted just goes unnoticed without even realizing how much commitment, time, work goes into actually being a soldier.
And one of the reasons why they love being involved in things like this is they think it's no different than what they do. It's all about teamwork. There are leaders. You got to follow the leaders. You got to follow the rules and regulations. And if you do it, you're a better man for it. But certainly I know the coaches appreciate the Army's support of this game.
12:35 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 3 wide receiver set here for Palmer. He's going to air it out deep down the seam and just off the fingertips of Calabro. Would have been the biggest play for Monmouth County all night, but inches away, and it will set up a 3rd and 11.
By the way, Matt and Kevin, I apologize to Captain Edwards. I believe I made him a sergeant.
Yeah, we
demoted him. You knocked him down a couple of pay grades.
Matt and I were just wondering where it became you, who just did a couple of years and never even left the country to demote a captain.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
But you know what? I told him about my Army career, and he gave me a pass.
He laughed.
He gave me a pass.
Okay. And he laughed.
No, he did not.
3rd down and 11 coming up after the incompletion. 12 minutes remaining here. 3rd quarter. 10-0 Ocean County. 2 receiver set. Tight end to the right side of the formation. Palmer up under center this time with an eye package. Here comes heavy pressure. Palmer in trouble, and he will get sacked back behind the 15-yard line. Joe Odeboud coming hard off the corner and making the big play to force Monmouth County into a 4th and long punt situation.
Matt, Odeboud was a player. He was another late addition just as practice got underway. He's had himself a whale of a game, and Coach Christopik told me the other night that 2 guys, our guys coming off the edge are really, really good. And he mentioned Odeboud, who's so quick, more like an outside backer than a defensive end. He's had a lot of penetration tonight.
Continue things at East Stroudsburg next year. Montero on to punt, hangs one high in the air. Castronova will call for and make a fair catch back at his own 42-yard line. And the first possession offensively coming for Ocean County here in the 2nd half with 11 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. OC up by a score of 10-0.
And if my memory serves me correct, it should be DeMayo. Handling the quarterbacking duties.
And it will.
Yeah, it should be his rotation.
By the way, Odebade?
Odebode.
No. I just asked Billy Rankin how you pronounce it, and it's a day at the end. Was called the night before the first practice, an add-on.
Yep. Somebody dropped out. And
inside feed here for Connor Owen, and he'll get a yard to set up 2nd down and 9.
Connor.
We're going to just call him Joe.
All right.
I was just going to say Connor Owen was the dive back for Brick Memorial in that option attack of Walt Curry and the Brick Memorial Mustangs. Had over 1,000 yards this year for the Mustangs.
He did, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Did not know that.
2nd down and 9. Second man through was Owen. He'll get the carry and work his way up to midfield. Stopped just shy by Hunter Bailey of the 50-yard line. Good carry for Owen. It'll be 3rd down and a long 2 coming for Ocean County.
Also doubled as a outstanding linebacker for the Mustangs on defense and a big-time wrestler for the wrestling program that, of course, won a state championship this year. Pretty good career for Connor Owen.
2 receivers set, 1 either side. Here's the give again for Owen. Slips off a couple of tackles, stays on his feet, takes it into Monmouth County territory, and down to the 45-yard line. It'll be a 1st down, a gain of about 6, and a 1st and 10 coming with 9:40 to go in this 3rd quarter. It's Ocean County 10, Monmouth County nothing. You're listening live on 1160, 1310 a.m. and the Shore Sports Network. Matt Harmon, Kevin Williams, Ed Sarluca. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of the 38th annual Gridiron Classic, Monmouth versus Ocean County. Split receiver set. DeMeo handles the snap from center. Play action to Green. He's got a man wide open. It's Kuhn who'll make the catch at the 15. He will walk into the end zone for an Ocean County touchdown, and it is now 16-0. That one coming from 45 yards out.
Can you say blown coverage? Because there was no coverage. So Carl Kuhn with the had himself a big night. Matt, he's got the field goal, extra point, and now a touchdown.
He'll have a chance for one more extra point here.
Carl Kuhn making a statement for some post-game hardware possibly, isn't he?
Kuhn here for the extra point. Certainly will be among those considered. Joe Hans, the holder. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. Make it 17-0 Ocean County. We step out here, take a 30-second timeout. We're back with more on the Shore Sports Network right after this.
Now back to the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio, WOBN AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
And tonight's game brought to you in part by Mulberry Street Italian Food Center, Brick Boulevard and Brick. This summer at the Grill, choose the best with their certified Angus beef brand Cab New York strip steaks or ribeye club steaks. At Mulberry Street, you'll never get anything they wouldn't put on their own table.
Carl Kuhn with the touchdown reception and the extra point. He will kick off here for Ocean County. High end-over-end kick. It'll send Royal Moore deep back in his own end zone. He will elect to take it out over the 10, 15, gets past the 20, and out to about the 22-yard line where it'll be 1st down and 10.
Matt, I got the guy who threw it. Carl Kuhn doing some extra duties with the kicking. Joe, wasn't much coverage. Tell us about the play.
I just saw a green and a big giant wide receiver over there. I just threw it. I got a little scared.
Yeah, you shot putting it out there?
Yeah, I got there. It got there.
Hey, fun game so far, huh?
Yeah, it's fun to be with these guys, be on the sideline, see how they play and stuff. It's fun.
How about the camaraderie with Carmen Sclafani this week?
Yeah, I mean, me and Carmen have been friends for a while now, and now I get to play with him now, so it's fun. It's fun to hang out with him.
As he makes you laugh over here, right?
Yes.
Well, congratulations on the toss.
Thank you.
Joe DeMeo, by the way, going on to play baseball in college, I believe.
Some of those multi-sport guys, and you think of it, 2/3 of the quarterbacks for Ocean County are going to play baseball.
Exactly.
Last carry taking that time for Jordan Pitts from Middletown North.
Matt, I got the guy who caught it. We talked to the guy who threw it, Carl.
Yeah.
Tremendous catch. Tell us about the pattern, wide open.
We kept running power, we kept running ISO, and the cornerback was cheating, and I knew it, and the coaches knew it, and the ball felt like it was in the air forever. I was praying I was going to catch it, but it was meant to be, and it was a great time.
Hey, how about the game you're having tonight? Touchdown, reception, 2 extra points, and a field goal.
Scott Stump said we don't have a kicker, but one kicker's 1 for 1, and the other's 0 for 1, so.
Lay it on the line for our partner, Scott Stump. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Carl Kuhn with a big night and taking a little jab there at our partner, Scott Stump. The last carry by Jarvis Leaks from Howe. 3rd down here and 5. Kevin, it's been well balanced tonight for Ocean County. They've gotten a lot of guys in the mix offensively. We've seen them really kind of hold up defensively as well. Monmouth County have a couple of big play guys, but even, Demir Willis, who's always a threat to break it when he does, he has, for the most part, been held in check and not in the lineup here on what is 3rd down and 5. Again, Leaks will be the deep man in the side package. Sullivan back into the quarterback. He'll heave one down the near side, and this will be pass interference this time around. The intended target was Jordan Pitts going late back in the coverage. Eric Segui from Lakewood. He'll get whistled for pass interference, and it will give Monmouth County a much-needed 1st down.
Well, Segui's actually lucky because Pitts had blown by him, and had the ball been thrown a little further downfield, that probably would have been 6 for Monmouth County. Pitts had to slow up, and then the collision and the easy call for the pass interference, 15 yards, and Monmouth will keep the ball and get a 1st down here and move it downfield, probably fairly close to.
If there is such thing as a good penalty, that was
it. Exactly. He was open.
In the pros, it'd be a spot foul and about a 30 or a 35-yard penalty. Here, it's only 15. So,
you don't want to totally blow your playbook out here, but honestly, if you're Monmouth County, you have done nothing. You have not really even threatened the end zone. You've got to get some points on the board, get a little momentum if you can. 7-11 left here in the 3rd quarter, and you're down 17.
Had that one nice drive that stalled out after the fumble. That was as deep as they've been all night. Sullivan, who is a lefty quarterback, starts left, now has to come back to the right, scramble under pressure, and will avoid the sack and get a yard. Taken down by Xavier Young and Joe Fioretti from Point Beach. Will continue things at Gettysburg. Jake Fioretti, excuse me.
By the way, Matt and Kevin, just one more thing on Carl Coombe. He was not the Brick Memorial kicker. Matt Kapari was the Brick Memorial kicker. That's why Scott Stump said they didn't have a kicker. And when they saw Carl on the roster, they said, can anybody kick? Well, he stepped up, and he sure has done a nice job.
I agree. Well said.
2nd down and 9. Here's the give this time to Willis. Stretch play off on the left side. Dropped in the backfield. James Giuliano there. Alex Fernandez, linebacker from Central Regional, coming up to help make the tackle also. 3rd and 11.
Boy, never really able, Monmouth, to break any long runs at all, despite the 2 quality running backs. We mentioned, Matt, Achilles heel a little bit, the offensive line. They really only had 6 linemen on the roster because of defections and things like that, and they've really not been able to get it going. I think the Ocean County defense has really dominated the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd and 11. Drop snap, and Sullivan will have to foul on it. It'll set up 4th down and long here, and the punt team coming on for Monmouth County.
Demir Willis, 2,589 yards in the regular season to set the record. Been held in check tonight by a front 7 that has done the job from Ocean County.
He's really had no room. He's gotten hit, it seems like, most times in the backfield. It's Monmouth will go back to punt with Jake Montero.
2 returners back, Green and Castronova. Montero hangs one into the dark sky and pushes it out at the 29-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Ocean County. Now 4:42 remaining in the third quarter. Ocean up by a score of 17-0.
It should be Connor Davies' rotation here. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bum Rogers Tavern at Island Beach State Park, home of their world-famous garlic crabs and ice-cold beer. Come off the beach and spend some time in Bum's backyard, where you can enjoy lunch and dinner. For specials, menu, and more, visit bumrogerstavern.com.
It will be Davies who will come back on here offensively at the quarterback spot. Connor Owen in at the fullback. Tyler McGinnis from Barnegat at the tailback spot. Recheck of the play. Split receiver set, one to either side. As Davies will give it here to McGinnis off the left side. He'll slice forward to the 31-yard line for a gain of 2. Stop made by Servideo from his defensive tackle spot.
I think the crowd's getting a bit restless, looking for like maybe a big play of some kind.
Well, certainly on the half that we're sitting right
now.
Yeah,
we are on the Monmouth County, which is the home side, of course, here in Long Branch.
Haven't had a ton to cheer about tonight. 2nd down and 8. Khalil Green back into the game offensively at the tailback spot. Tripped up for a loss of 1. Didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Looks like maybe Bailey and Eknoyan.
You know, guys, something has to be said for this Ocean offense, because it's not easy to play 3 different quarterbacks in a game like this and do what they're doing.
No, I agree.
Shows you what the capabilities are of those 3 quarterbacks.
4 wide receivers set here. Davies will operate out of the shotgun. Single back is McGinnis. Play action to him. Davies wanting to throw all the way. Rolls right, flush from the pocket, looks over the middle, got a man. Catch is made by Calalane from Brick, number 14, Sean Calalane. And with just over 3 minutes remaining, it is a first down coming for Ocean County. Lacey to Lacey in that connection.
Fairly comfortable, right? Hey, I got your number.
Down to the Monmouth County 45-yard line, where it will be a first down and 10. Clock moving inside of 3 minutes to go in the third. Straight I formation. This time McGinnis will be the fullback. Owen will swap spots and go to the tailback position. He'll get down to the 42 for a gain of 3. And with 2:35 remaining, Ocean County coming with a 2nd down and 7.
You know, we get a chance here, Matt. We should acknowledge the entire coaching staff for both squads.
Connor Davies has stayed in. Joe DeMeo has also checked into the game. So both quarterbacks on right now. Davies will go as a slot receiver off to the left side of the formation.
Could double pass be in the picture?
Here it is. Davies will roll off of a pitch from Owen. Wanting to throw. He's got a man open. It's Castronova who will catch it and get into the end zone for a touchdown. We saw that coming from a mile away, and Ocean County struck again. They now lead 23-0.
Well, that was that woke the crowd up. Probably not as much on this side as the other side, but you guys called the formation of the play, and Davies waited for Castronova to come all the way from the other side of the field, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, Davies was in the slot left. DeMeo started to roll left. He tossed it to Davies coming around. He went to just about 4 yards from the sideline, found Castronova wide open, put the ball right on the money.
Cume on for another extra point, and that one is dead on. Castronova with his 2nd touchdown reception of the night. All 3 quarterbacks for Ocean County have now thrown a touchdown pass, and it is a dominant score for Ocean County right now. They lead 24-0. We step out for 30 seconds. Back with more coverage of the All Shore Gridiron Classic on the Shore Sports Network.
Now back to the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
And tonight's coverage of the 30th Annual U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic is presented by Barnabas Health. Life is better, healthy.
Back here with exactly 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ocean County has struck again. Their second touchdown in this frame. They now lead 24-0. Biggest margin of victory in this series. Ocean County got beat by Monmouth County in 1994, 36-0. Flag is out here as that ball was kicked out of bounds.
I think that was a game Mr. Sarluca coached in.
I was.
It was at Ocean. I was there.
No, but I coached for Monmouth County.
I know you did.
As George Conti got some of his old coaches together, and 34 points were put up in the first half. That was Eddie Conti's year.
Yep, I remember that game. I do.
Don't see a ton of shutouts in the series, but tonight might be a possibility.
And I will tell you, especially in recent years, there haven't been too many times where Ocean really had the better team. And based on what we've seen tonight, and, Scott Stump on ShoreSportsNetwork.com this morning in his preview of the game picked Ocean to win it. And I think the feeling was Ocean, I think the three quarterbacks was a big deal, but probably the line. I think the line play on both sides of the ball for Ocean has been superior tonight.
Another kickoff will come after that one was put out of bounds. So Kuhn will get another chance here, and we'll put this one down the middle. It's fielded by Royal Moore at the 10-yard line. Slow start, waiting for something to develop, and we'll take it out over the 25-yard line. Tripped up around the 29, where it will be first down and 10 with 1:54 remaining in this third quarter.
Kevin, why don't you go over the Sam Mills, not the winners. I do know who will be the recipients, but what the award actually means tonight. They will be presented right after this quarter.
Well, I don't know the exact criteria, but obviously it's named in memory of the former Shore Conference great and NFL Pro Bowl linebacker.
And right here, Long Branch.
Right here on his field. And each year they present an award to a player from each team. They do it between the third and fourth quarters. I'll let Matt call this play.
Dedication, one of the things that they look for.
Palmer on at the quarterback spot. We'll hand this one off to Tyshawn White, his modern-day mate, on a jet sweep around the right side. Gain of just the third line and 8.
And I believe the award is picked by the coaching staffs.
Yes.
The head coach. Ocean County and Monmouth County head coaches will talk with their staff and say, okay, who do we want to put up? It's the guy who worked hard during the week, did all the right things, represented his team and his school well. And
Val Barnaby will do the presentation, Kevin.
Yep. He sponsors the awards.
Yep.
And it's an award that is held in very high regard by the Coaches Foundation who runs this game.
Yes.
Because of what Sam Mills meant to Shore football, and especially here in Long Branch.
Offset I formation. Here's the give to Volker. Stretch play to the left side. Takes it out over the 35, maybe the 37-yard line. Going to be a little short of the first down. Just 20 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3.
Mills told throughout his career he was obviously too small to play linebacker, so he played it here. Then he played it at Montclair State, and then he had a terrific career with the New Orleans Saints before passing away way, way too young.
And finished with the Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers, yep.
That'll take us to the end of quarter number 3. We'll break here with Ocean County in charge of this 38th annual county matchup. Ocean 24, Monmouth nothing. We're back in 60 seconds with more on the Shore Sports Network.
Now back to the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
Back here at Bressett Stadium at Long Branch High School, we're between the third and fourth quarters with Ocean County leading Monmouth County 24-0, and they've just presented the first Sam Mills Award to Carl Kuhn, the wide receiver and kicker from Ocean County out of Brick Memorial, of course. This for their performance during the week and picked by the coaches. And the Monmouth County recipient on his home turf. Got to be special for him to get any award that has the name of Long Branch alumnus Sam Mills, and that is Demir Willis.
Demir Willis, who will continue things next year at AIC Junior College up in Springfield. Carl Kuhm, who will continue his playing at Carnegie Mellon. Great academic school.
So there you go. So congratulations to Carl and Demir. Quite an honor, and I'm sure they'll find a special place for that hardware. We've got 15 more minutes of football, and Ocean County has made a emphatic statement in this one.
You're going to bump the clock up here. They got to put
15.
a couple more minutes on.
Yeah, tell them.
Showing 12. They play 15s here with the All-Star game. Obviously try to make sure everyone gets the time that they need to do.
Somebody want to tell the clock? Oh, there we go. That's been changed. Yep. All good.
We're back up here and set for the start of quarter number 4. Monmouth County has the football, trailing 24-0. 3rd down and 2 for Christian Palmer. Offset I formation set to the right side. Movement on both lines. Chris Kimbiz, number 52 in white, got an early start. Neil Horenberg, 74 from Monmouth County, also jumped, but this one will be offside against Ocean County. So a free first down coming for Monmouth.
Well, I can tell you that some of the Monmouth County faithful have started the trip home. Said it was a nice night. Caught a little football, saw some friends. Let's get out of here. We're getting our butts whooped.
If you don't have a son in the game,
yeah, you're going early.
Now's probably a time to slip out the side door.
Can still salvage the night.
14:30 to go. And a first down and 10 coming for Monmouth County. Ball set from their own 42-yard line. Volker runs through a couple tackles. He's got speed at the 40-yard line, 35. He's caught and then dropped by Hardy. And a flag will come out. Some players will have to be separated.
And Hardy's going to get himself a 15-yarder, and that's not what you want to see.
And picked up and slammed Volker to the ground. Probably not the wisest of things for
totally unnecessary.
Hardy to do, who's played a good game.
Yep. It was really the first time Volker was able to find some open space, and he showed he knows exactly what to do with it. You know, it's funny, Matt, when he's running the football, he doesn't look all that fast. I think he's a patient runner. In other words, where Willis hits the hole like just a burst, Volker picks his spot, lets his blockers do the thing, kind of plays off them, and yet we're talking about a guy who's the fastest guy in New Jersey.
A smart runner.
Yeah, exactly.
Aptly going to Princeton to continue things. He'll kind of size things up and see what happens. And
I think we're going to hear a lot from that young man.
A lot of people comparing him to Mr. Keith Elias. What do you think, guys?
Elias was not as quick. Elias was a squatty little guy who could run over a lot of people.
Keith, I did not say that, squatty little guy. I didn't say that, Keith, if you're listening.
He's not listening.
Offset high formation to the left. Volker this time will stretch it off that way and will bang his way down close to the 10-yard line. Be close to a first down. Good solid gain there for Monmouth County. He was knocking on the door here, trying to get their first points of the night and at the very least avoid being shut out.
Matt, what's the point total as far as keeping the ball if they do score?
13.
So they will get the ball again.
If they score, they'll get the ball right back. Yep.
Right. Okay.
Matt, the next time we really get a chance, why don't you run down the Monmouth County coaching staff?
I will do that.
Because I don't have my reading glasses, and that's too small. I can read the Ocean County one out of the program.
I will do that. Offset I formation, this time to the right. Volker again. Volker in for the touchdown. This one coming from 9 yards out. Monmouth County finally on the scoreboard. It comes with 13:04 and a 9-yard touchdown run for Charlie Volker.
Finding the end zone is nothing unusual for him over these last couple of years at Rumson Fairhaven, and we will see Montero look to convert the extra point, and then Monmouth should get the.
And hey, we're getting the ball back. It's probably something that the players obviously not used to. Good snap. Montero will make it 24-7. 13:04 remaining in the fourth quarter. 24-7. Ocean County. We're back in a quick 30-second timeout with more of the annual Gridiron Classic between Monmouth and Ocean County on the Shore Sports Network.
Now back to the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
In the Army Reserve, you can earn a college degree, get money to help pay for it, and serve your country and community at the same time. To find out more, visit goarmy.com/reserve. There's strong, and then there's Army strong.
13:04 remaining in the fourth quarter, and what is a little wrinkle rule-wise, if you're trailing by 13 or more, you can score and get the kickoff back, which obviously Monmouth County will do, try and knife in to this 17-point deficit. So Ocean County will have to give it right back to Monmouth, who just scored on a 9-yard touchdown run from Rumson Fairhaven star Charlie Volker. Carl Kuhn on to kickoff from the 40-yard line. He will angle this one off to his left, fielded again by Royal Moore from the 11-yard line. Moore looking for a seam off on the left side, cuts across the field, stays on his feet, and then tripped up at the 31-yard line.
He's been a step away a couple times on kickoffs, returns to breaking one. He's had plenty of opportunities, too.
Kevin, you wanted to know the Monmouth County coaching staff. Yep. Mark Costantino, the head coach from Shore Regional. Mark Costantino, Jr., an assistant coach. John Kay from Matawan, an assistant. Steve Roberts from Middletown South. Nick Giglio from Red Bank Regional. Bob Biasi from Shore Regional. Chris Damian, also an assistant coach from Raritan. Mike Whitaker, John Remedos, Pete Vincelli, and Jack Levy, all from Shore Regional.
We'll run down the Ocean County staff after this play.
First down and 10 for Monmouth County. Palmer brings the offense right back on. This time it's Willis to get it. Willis slipping off tackles initially, but then driven back after just a 1-yard gain.
Collins leading the charge. Of course, Walt Christopik from Jackson Memorial, the head coach. His staff includes Jaguar assistants Mike Smith, Vincent Mistretta, Chris Rash, Tom Bradley, Tony Compatello, Corey Lavin, Jeff Brown, Keith Anderson, and Luke Van Zak. Also on the staff, the head coach from Central, Willie Jacobs, former Brick head coach Rob Dahl, Brian McNamara from Brick, and from Toms River South, Bill Rankin and Matt Martin. Of course, Rob Dahl stepping down after a good couple of years at Brick to devote more time to his family. Lenny Zadanowicz takes over at his alma mater. Saw Lenny the other night, talked to him, very excited about being with the green and white again.
Sullivan on at the quarterback spot. He wants to go deep down the field. He's got a man open. Calabro is there. Dropped the football. Had it for a second, broken up, and credit to Alex Fernandez, who was able to get back into coverage just at the last second to slip things away.
Well, Monmouth has had receivers twice open deep downfield, and unfortunately Sullivan has not been able to really get the ball out far enough, although that one was clearly something that Calabro could have held on to. Listen, if they could get a quick score and get the ball back, all of a sudden things could get a little interesting around here.
Luckily for Ocean County, they will not have to kick it off again to them at least. They will be allowed to put their offense on the field if Monmouth were to score.
Yep.
3rd down and 8 with just under 11 minutes to play. 2 receivers out in the pattern for Sullivan. Flush in the pocket, goes left, and will throw it to no one in particular. A little set up 4th down, and Monmouth County will have to punt the football away.
Matt, I am hard-pressed to remember if Monmouth has a completion tonight.
Boy, I'm going to think here.
I don't think they do. There have been a couple of just misses. Nothing short. I don't think they do.
Matt, are you keeping stats? Does Monmouth have a completed pass tonight? They do not, Ed. Good call. Matt Manley from our Shore Sports Network, who's working this one along with Scott Stump.
Montero off the side of his foot. Not a good kick from the Rutgers-bound Shore Regional standout. It will go out at the Ocean County 48-yard line, where with 10:20 to go in the 4th, and Ocean up 24-7. They will get the football back and an opportunity to get right back into this football game. 10:20 to go.
I actually meant to ask you about that.
Didn't know.
Talk with him before, a couple weeks ago.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
1st and 10 now for Ocean.
I don't even know if Ed knows that. We should ask him after the play. We can.
Carmen Sclafani back on here. His turn in the quarterback rotation, which has been very, very solid tonight for Ocean County. Sclafani will step up in the pocket, slip 1 tackle, cannot elude the rush of a couple of more, and will get taken down by Frank Condito from Homedale. It will go as a sack, about a 3-yard loss.
Ed, were you aware that Chris Damian had left Keensburg?
No, I did not.
Yep, I talked to Chris before the game. He's coaching now at Raritan.
Okay.
He'd been the head coach, I think, for 2 seasons at the Berg, right? 2 years, I believe?
That is correct.
He's a former Monmouth guy, right?
Former Monmouth assistant coach. Coached the running backs for several years.
Good guy. I like Chris.
2nd down and 13 coming. 3 wide receiver package off to the right. Single man back to the left for Sclafani. Quick pass to the outside. It is hauled in and caught, and on the move is Brett Ribolino, the wide out from Jackson Liberty. Good gain to get back some of the yards lost, plus some more. It'll be 3rd down and about 4, a long 4 coming with 9 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, they will present Most Valuable Player Awards. Offense and defense for each team. Total of 4 being given out. Tough to pick in some of these games to come up with an MVP.
There's been a lot of good, solid performances, especially for Ocean County on both sides of the football, including Sclafani, who will slip his way forward on a quarterback draw, get the 1st down. That's to the Monmouth County 40-yard line.
That's a huge one, Matt. Huge 1st down for Sclafani and Ocean County as they keep the ball and probably could run off 2 or 3 more minutes here as they continue this drive. With Monmouth trailing in this football game by more than 2 scores.
Hume out on the far side. Davies will join him as a receiver, part of a 4-wide receiver set. Davies will catch it and then flip it back to Castanova, but it skipped into the ground first.
Another trick out of the bag.
I like this.
I do too.
Well, I think the Ocean has had some nice wrinkles in their play calling tonight. I always remember for the late Ron Emmert, who was a real gentleman, the longtime football coach at Southern Regional. And Southern made famous what they called that sleeper play under Coach Emmert in the 70s and 80s. And Ronnie was coaching the Ocean County team one year at Toms River North, the game was, and pulled off the sleeper late in the game, set up a game-winning field goal.
Sclafani looking to throw, dancing in the pocket, and will short arm this attempt in the direction of Davies to set up a 3rd and 10.
A play, by the way, that is now illegal. Matt, that used to be where the offense would put 10 guys on the field. The 11th guy would stay. You'd always do it when you could be near your bench. He would almost stay like he was on the sideline. Then just before the ball was snapped, he'd step on, be the wide receiver. Of course, there'd be no defensive guy. You send him down the sideline, you hit him with a pass. That's now an illegal formation.
I think they should bring it back.
Oh, I tell you what, it was fun. I remember that night in Toms River North in the All-Star game when they pulled it off late. I'm trying to think who kicked the game-winning field goal.
Sclafani gets a low snap, picks it up, has some room to dance with off on the left side. Will be close to a first down. Chipped up at the 31, needed to get to the 30. It'll be 4th down and 1.
One, Matt. They need one. Looks like they may go. Yeah, they're going to go heavy right here. Bring in some big back, Connor Owen into the game. I smell a quarterback sneak here by Sclafani.
Sure wouldn't be the worst of the ideas. Sclafani, big body, good size. Certainly the frame enough to just get a yard and keep the offense on here. We're down to 6:20 and rolling in the fourth quarter.
He does go under center. No?
And the give here will be to Khalil Green. He'll kind of hide behind his offensive line, but fall forward for a gain of a yard and a half.
He did make it.
All right, I found the year. Man, was it that long ago? Wow, I am old. Now, let me see if I can get the recap, Matt. Without my glasses on, I'm struggling here.
What year, Kev?
1982, I believe.
What are we talking about here?
Here we go. Was there a late field goal?
Late field goal from Everett Morgan, a 35-yarder.
Oh, wait, no, I missed. He would have missed.
But was just short on a potential game winning. So hit a 35-yarder, missed a 45-yarder.
Here we go.
Jeff Lawton had a 35-yard field goal for Ocean. Here is Sclafani looking deep to the corner of the end zone. It is thrown up and deflected away. Give me that. I'll just read the whole thing for you.
Wait a second, but that can't be the right year, though. Wait a second, hold on.
It was an Ocean win?
It was an Ocean win, but it doesn't match how I thought the game ended.
And we've lost Kevin for the foreseeable future.
I'm done. I'm toast.
2nd down and 10 coming up after that last pass attempt. Sclafani and Davies both coming back on.
I think they might have already discussed it. Hold on, yeah.
Kuhn will push off on the right. Sclafani will give it inside to Green. And Khalil Green getting 2 to the 28-yard line. Tackled there by John Morris from Manasquan.
Hey, Ed, do you know, have they already determined the MVP picks down on the field?
Apparently we've lost Ed in the broadcast as well.
That's why he's the best color man in the game.
Now I'm talking MVPs here, guys.
Well, that's what we're asking you.
Yeah, well, we've got 3 of the 4. We've got 3
Matt,
of the 4.
remember when we used to be consulted in that?
Yeah,
we were part of that process.
No, you were consulted during timeouts. Don't give me that.
Play action. DeMeo into the game. In trouble. Good move.
That was a good move.
To stay on his feet. Made a hard-charging defender in Hunter Bally miss. Kind of left with an ankle breaker, but then DeMeo wrapped up after a gain of a yard, maybe 2. It'll be 4th down and about 8. Let's see if they let Kuhn have a chance here for a long field goal attempt. I think that they will.
They are, yes.
All right, why not?
He will spot it at the 34, so a 44-yard attempt coming for Carl Kuhn, who already has one from 25 yards. They moved it up a yard, so make it a 43-yard attempt. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up.
Looks pretty good.
It's got the distance for sure. It is up, and it is in.
How about the night for Carl Kuhn?
43-yard field goal to make it 27-7.
Amazing. Let's step out for 30 seconds.
We'll be back right after this. It's Ocean County 27, Monmouth County 7 on the Shore Sports Network.
Now back to the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
Tonight's game brought to you by Barnabas Health. Life is better healthy.
Big field goal from Carl Kuhn, 43-yarder that he knocked through his second of the night. Squib kick through the second line, fallen on by Monmouth County. 27-7, 3:08 to go in the fourth quarter. It's Ocean County very much in control.
Ed, for what it's worth, Matt and I we'll give you a couple numbers that you're looking for. 26 and 6 might be candidates. Just for what it's worth. We're using the radio to communicate. We've got PA announcers asking us questions.
Go ahead. Joe Martucci will be presenting the award from the field. We do have our 4 recipients.
Okay.
We like to spread the awards out. So we also realize that Carl Kuhn has had a tremendous football game tonight, but was the recipient of the Sam Mills Award.
Okay.
So do you want me to give you the award
you can wait another minute or so. Yeah, it wouldn't be fair.
First down and 10 for Monmouth County. Palmer under center, gives to Willis, who will smack through the line for a gain of 4 out to the 29-yard line.
Well, a lot of people have left the building.
We're down to 2 minutes on the clock.
Well, let me say this. I don't want to jinx it, Matt, with 2 minutes left. The best part about tonight is nobody got hurt.
Nobody.
No athletic trainer ever ran out on the field.
Second down and 6. Willis dancing right, keeps his feet, pushed out of bounds for a small gain, maybe 1 out to the 30.
Joe Hans was the one who pushed him out of bounds.
Dr. Fox.
Okay. 80 seconds to play.
You could write a book.
Okay, all the awards are taken care of. Your liaison on the field has taken care of that. Since we got multiple duties down here.
We'll talk about it at the end of regulation.
Which is fast coming.
Palmer under center. 4-man front. Here's the pitch to Volker. Off on the left side. Volker stretching it out. And we'll get a Monmouth County first down, which will stop the clock here for a second.
We'll return to the airwaves. Our season opener will be Friday, September 11th, which is actually the second weekend, Matt. There are a couple of games in weekend number 1, which is the Friday, Saturday of Labor Day weekend. Tentatively, our opener will be Donovan Catholic at Toms River South. That's very tentative and subject to change because they've torn the home bleachers and press box out at Toms River South, and they have not even really started laying the footing. So I don't know if they're going to have that ready for the opener.
Palmer lets it go, an incompletion. Was there a structural issue that I was unaware of?
The bleachers were basically declared unsound.
Oh.
If you remember last year, they had a section of them that were actually yellow taped off. They didn't even use.
I don't remember that.
So they knocked them down. They're putting new bleachers in a new press box. But I don't think it's happened as fast as they wanted, and it's very possible they'll play the opener there, but they have portable bleachers on one side and may do something like that. Now, in that case, that would knock us out, and we are looking at maybe Lakewood at Central in week 1.
Several other options.
There's
are
always
there.
options.
Palmer going deep again. Looks up and incomplete. The intended target that time around, Justin Ferrara from Matawan. Time enough for one final play here from Monmouth County.
Kind of interesting with Palmer, with all the hefty numbers he put up last fall. Not a completed pass from Monmouth County tonight. Kind of surprising. And good receivers. An excellent receiving core.
By the way, I'm going to give one more accolade out to Coach Minstretta, who coached the defensive backs, who shut out Monmouth receivers. No completions tonight. He is the defensive backfield coach. And by the way, will handle the defensive coordinator's job for Jackson this year as Mike Smith moves on to be a coordinator in the athletic
coordinator. That's
department.
Right. Well, I think Walt Kristopic then should give him his entire paycheck from tonight.
Of zero.
Well, hey, come on. He gets a dinner.
Volker running right. That will do it. Game is in the books. Ocean County has picked up their 17th win in the overall series, 20-17-1 as it sits right now, 27-7 our final score. Let's step out. We'll take a 60-second break. We'll come back with the post-game awards, an interview or two, and wrap things up here from Long Branch High School. Good victory for Ocean County tonight. We're back in 60 seconds to wrap it up on the Shore Sports Network.
Now back to the U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network.
And tonight's game presented by Barnabas Health. Life is better, healthy.
We are back here from Long Branch High School, 27-7 our final score. Ocean County with a fairly dominant performance. Carl Kuhn with a couple of field goals. Also had a touchdown reception. All three quarterbacks tonight from Ocean County throwing touchdown passes. Carmen Sclafani to Matt Castronova. Joe DeMeo to Carl Kuhn. Connor Davies to Castronova from 45 yards out. 27-7 the final score. Win number 17 for Ocean County, Kevin, in the overall series.
And, you know, Matt, what you just said, I would imagine that's a first, right? 3 different quarterbacks throwing touchdown passes. I've got to believe that's never happened before. And, you know, coming into tonight's game, the general consensus was the big Ocean County advantage was at the quarterback spot, and it turned out to be that was accurate as it really started with the opening drive when Carmen Sclafani guided the Ocean County team right down the field. They're presenting a very special leadership award is being presented by Captain Edwards, and the recipient of that is number 32 from Monmouth County, Mike Cordova from Red Bank Catholic.
The other awards that will be given out, a offensive and defensive MVP from both teams. So 4 overall MVP awards will be given out.
I think we could probably say who they are now,
I think at
right?
this point we can.
For the victorious Ocean County team, it'll be Matt Castronova getting the offensive award, and Joe Odabodi from Toms River South, a late addition, will be the defensive MVP. For Monmouth County, I don't think we got him, Ed. Can you help us with that? Okay. Are they giving a leadership award out for Ocean County as well? And that was the tight end from Southern Regional.
Olafemi Palmer from Southern Regional. He grabs the award for the leadership award. We're just awaiting confirmation on the Monmouth County MVPs, 1 offense and 1 defense.
Charlie Volker will pick up the offensive award, and Frank Candido from Homedale will be the linebacker and pick up the defensive MVP for Monmouth.
Very good. Thank you, Ed. So there you go. Volker scoring the only Monmouth County touchdown. Really, the Monmouth County offensive numbers tonight, very, very small. Certainly no yardage in the air. Volker was the leading rusher. And now Dr. Fox, Dr. Dan Fox, who's been a longtime supporter of this game, is presenting the MVP awards. The first one going to Princeton-bound Charlie Volker. Players are out on the field. There are some fans, I'd say a few hundred people have stuck around, mostly, as Ed said earlier, or Matt said earlier, probably parents and family members. And a little bit of an applause for the MVPs. Here's Frank Candido of Homedale.
We'll try and hold and grab the 2
winning
Ocean County MVPs.
For a quick comment before we wrap it up. Again, our special thanks to Long Branch Athletic Director Jason Corley for all he has done, and he has done a wonderful job, and all his staff from Long Branch, including public address announcer Bruce Clay, as I think Long Branch has done a marvelous job as a host for this game.
Joe Otabodi being introduced right now from Toms River South.
I am with Matt Castronova. Guys, Matt, tremendous football game. 2 touchdown passes. Tell us about it.
I mean, we just went out there, tried to have fun, and we competed. And, me and Carmen, we linked up on one. I linked up with Connor Davies on one, and we made it happen. It was just a great experience.
Hey, I want to go back maybe 4 months ago when I walked into a Wawa, and there was a kid working in there, and he said, hey, Coach Sarluca, how you doing? And I said, I don't know who you are. Yeah. And you told me Matt Castronova. He says, I'll be playing this week. You did.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny because, I don't really look like too much of a skill guy. But, I know your face, so I was like, what's going on? So let you know who I was.
You had a tremendous game tonight. You put the game out of reach, and with the touchdown. Tell us about the double reverse pass.
Oh, it was awesome. We were throwing it all week in practice, and it was clicking at practice. We actually ran that play against Brick at half. Yeah, that was the play right before half in regular season that Kyle Johnson and Aaron Corrett linked up on, and we just linked up on it right now. So.
Well, congratulations.
Hey, Ed.
Yes.
Hey, why don't you ask Matt about the uniqueness of him? He scored 2 touchdowns tonight. He also scored a touchdown in a North-South game.
Yeah, and you also scored on the kickoff in the North-South game.
Yeah, that was a great experience. I mean, I was asked by a referee actually which one was better, and I actually said that the kickoff was way better because coming out, but a score in an All-Star game is imaginable. So it's all.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
By the way,
I'm gonna go get Joe.
While you do that, Matt is going to walk on at Monmouth University, right, Matt?
Yeah, and I think he's going to be a great get for Monmouth.
You do, huh?
I do. I think he's going to be a guy who's going to he'll be one of those surprise guys. Maybe not right away, but as his,
what would he be? You think? What do they view him as? A special teams guy, slot receiver, maybe?
Slot receiver guy. Somebody.
He's very athletic.
Want to get your hands on the football and hope that he can.
Kevin,
okay.
I got Joe Otabodi here from Toms River South. Hey, Joe. The night before the first practice, you're sitting home. What are you thinking?
I'm not playing. I wasn't going to play at first. I was going to come here and watch my boys do their thing, and I finally got the call.
He got the call, and he got the call the night before the first practice, and all he did was pick up the hardware, the MVP, for a tremendous defensive effort out of this Ocean team.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was a great effort by all of our linemen did a great job. Offense did a great job putting the points on the board, and I just had to come out, had to represent. I was looked over, so I had to come in and do my thing.
Well, you represented the Indians very, very well. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Joe Otabodi from the Indians, sitting home, coming to represent his boys, and all of a sudden he gets the call.
Yep, pretty good, Ed. Thank you. Nice job on the field. You're in preseason form. We'll see you on September 11th.
That is the next time we will be on doing high school football in terms of a broadcast. For complete coverage of this game and all that we do at the Shore Sports Network, go to our website at shoresportsnetwork.com. Want to say thank you to the good folks at the Lakewood Blue Claws as well. They bumped off their normal coverage of their game to allow us to do this Gridiron Classic. As we say goodbye here from Long Branch High School, again, thank you to those involved here of the Green Wave program, the coaches on both sides getting us all set, and all of the coaches involved with the preparation of this game, the United States Army for being part of our broadcast tonight as well. Back in the studios tonight, Zach Collins, Brad Buroscano, our on-site engineer. Great job by both of those gentlemen. As always, for Ed Sarluca and Kevin Williams, I'm Matt Harmon saying so long from Long Branch High School. The final score, Ocean County 27, Monmouth County 7. You've been listening to the United States Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic on your home for Shore Conference Sports, the Shore Sports Network. Good night, everyone. Have a great summer.
You've been listening to the 38th Annual U.S. Army All-Shore Gridiron Classic from Long Branch High School on News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, part of the Shore Sports Network. Tonight's broadcast was powered by Barnabas Health. Life is better healthy. For complete coverage of high school football, visit the #1 source for news and information, shoresportsnetwork.com.